It works. It's close to the fan. That's what's important at the moment.
I now like the idea of the palace getting air conditioning.
No, I just have nubile servants fanning my corporate.
Of course.
Right.
How foolish of me.
I
With
don't
those
know.
big leaves, you know.
Right.
Need to import them.
Don't worry, it is just an illusion. They are not real.
Oh, damn it!
It's a hallucination of the heat.
Damn it! I was gonna put up a greenhouse and put our druid friend Isaac on it to give me those big palm leaves so I could be fanned later. The most frivolous use of magic.
I'll keep in mind, as Spy Master, you are the person with the most ability to change things if you have an issue with this.
But druids do have the ability to like bless crops and stuff, right?
They do.
Spells? Yeah.
Sure. Could also grow a palm tree and then awaken it.
We already have an awakened turtle.
Yep.
I don't know.
But the turtle can't really fan air well, can it?
That's true. He can't.
Can't do anything well, apparently. Well,
No, he can do stuff.
He has that little nurse hat. That's
Yeah,
what he's doing.
that's what he's doing.
Just don't ask him to do any actual surgery because he doesn't have any thumbs. So
I love your hatred for him. You're...
Of course, he's popular around the rich, indolent idiots of the city.
So the downside is they're paying a largest chunk of your taxes.
That's the problem.
That is a problem. Yes.
Yes, they should pay less taxes. What?
Wait.
Record scratch.
I mean, they would be happy to have a decrease in taxes.
Oh, I bet they would.
Dark, I wanted to ask about the variant spells, actually.
What?
Because last time you said that there was a spell book with variant spells.
Yes.
With like Frost Fireball.
Yes.
Frostball. Would those be like separate spells I add to my spell book?
They would be separate spells to add to the spellbook, yes.
So I would have to, for purposes of preparing them, they would be separate.
You prepare them separately.
Okay, alright. That's
Can't
fine.
get off that easy.
No, I didn't think I could.
No, I'm kidding.
Didn't think I could. I just wanted to make sure.
You can prepare both a fire and a frost fireball if you want to prepare both of them together.
I like that idea. But no.
Obviously, that's just true preparation you're making then, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unlimited power.
Power is good.
Hopefully someone doesn't go too power mad.
Yeah, I'm an ass.
No such thing as too power mad. I'm power.
You are a bit mad.
I have divine right. God damn it.
Don't know about that.
Of course you have my leads.
Yeah, see? Some people get it.
I'm not to say for my own purposes.
No, of course not.
With that, though, we'll get the show on the road.
Yes.
Where we finished up last time, the group was making their way back from the tomb of the Great Seer.
Yes.
Melma's tomb.
Oh,
After having, well, turns out, beat the hell out of a lich of Melma. So that was a thing.
it was a thing.
That's very fun.
And all of you have managed to get yourselves well, as a group, you've managed to get hold some treasure, which has been put in chat for all of you and soon be looked over.
Yes.
However, I do know some of you are also severely injured at the moment, having their faces melted off and similar things.
Yeah, some rest would.
I believe, in particular, yeah, that Valky, because was not feeling too good.
No, I have an issue, and I need to get that fixed.
Lack of face.
Yeah. been necrotized.
You did nearly get death spelled, so
Yeah. Do it. Some...
I assume if it was a long trip home, I forget exactly how long we traveled, but on the way home we can take a long rest. Otherwise,
of course you
when
can
we
take
get home.
you can of course take a long rest on the way back. It does take you a couple of days to return.
All right.
So that is definitely not an issue.
All right.
Can I have the ritual kit? I don't think
What?
anyone called for it, but I want it.
What's a ritual kit?
You can have it, yeah.
It's in
All
the chat.
Loot items we got.
Yeah, the loot item that we got for it.
I
The
guess
ones
we
that we all read, remember, John?
Yeah,
No.
Nope.
Oh.
I don't
Yes.
remember a goddamn thing.
Yeah, I'll go over everything again, just also so chat can also hear it all. So you received a broken crystal ball of mind reading. While it has lost its power to perform a scrying on its own, it can be used 3 times per day just to cast mind reading as a spell. And if you have a method of casting scrying on your own, you can use scrying. You can use the mind reading spell through it. You also found a ritual kit, a box containing various implements and tools useful for a mage performing large-scale rituals. In which so it will give you a +1 bonus on any related skill checks, such as say an Arcana check after using detect magic. It also has a planar rod attuned to the plane of shadow.
Right?
Pretty cool.
I have a thing about the plane of shadow, as it turns out.
There was also the robe of the librarian, a fur-lined robe, warm, etched with silvery runes in foreign languages and motifs of books. When worn, it will grant the wearer a +5 bonus to Arcana, History, and Religion checks as long as you have spent at least 1 hour studying prior in a library, which might house the information you are looking for.
Okay.
It may also get bonuses if worn by the sage for the entire month. The last thing you found was the Hawthorn Wand of Heal and Harm. This 9-inch wand made from the paradoxical plant that both heals yet smells of death. It has 5 charges. You recharge 1d4 every dusk. It can be used to cast Cure Wounds as a 3rd level spell. When it's depleted, it starts casting Harm, or Inflict Wounds, instead.
That's
All right.
cool.
And then eventually, once depleted again, it will eventually return back to being heal again.
It's a very good wand. As a question, does that require attunement or not?
No.
Wow. Okay, that's very good then.
All right. None of that is interesting to Amina.
All right.
Well, your council then can have fun fighting over it instead of you.
I already have a wand, so I'm sure someone else can take that if they want. I mean, given that CL cast Cure Wounds already, it might seem cool. If you wanted, Isa.
I have ways to heal as well, so I don't necessarily need it.
I mean, I could use it.
I mean, doesn't require attunement. Anyone can. So I think
Yeah.
maybe just grab it. There's no issue.
Sure.
Toss it around as needed. Yeah, you can take it.
Sure, I'll keep it.
Okay.
I'll keep it.
Can you give a wand to familiar?
I don't think they can use it.
They can.
Can they?
The only action a familiar can't do is attack. They can activate an object, I believe. But the rules aren't very clear on that, so I guess it depends. But the spell itself just says they can't attack, but they can do any other actions. So
Yeah, it literally says a familiar can't attack, but it can take other actions as normal. Interesting.
But technically, there's no reason it couldn't.
Problem is, my Tresem has 5 hit points.
Yeah.
also,
it may
when
be neat out of order.
yeah, also when you send it back to its dimensional storage, everything just drops off. It doesn't come with it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So it's
Good in a pinch though if you need to send a heal to someone. But yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll put it in my notes.
Yeah, the group managed to return back, however, to your return back to Sorkai and take a little bit of time to very quickly patch each other up. For Vicus perhaps to go see the local priests.
Yes.
Regarding getting his face returned to normal.
That would be wonderful.
Which, as Vicus is there, the temple is oddly quiet, actually, at the moment.
Oh.
There's not as many people here as you're used to seeing, and something is off, which, given your keen mind, I'm not going to make you roll for. You just know what's off.
Yeah.
You realize you didn't walk past a certain preacher on the way through the middle of the town.
Oh, she's not there anymore. Oh. Interesting.
Charlotte, the Lady of the Crimson Flame, was not in the town square preaching for once, which is, I think, probably the first time you've not seen her preaching.
After I get sorted out, if I go to, didn't we have someone on her as a bodyguard? To
I mean,
keep an eye on her.
Yes and no. You had your wonderful now counselor, Brother Thane. But obviously he's now doing counsel.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
We have the healing lady as well.
Have any of the
Orphanage.
other priests seen her leave?
You go ahead and casually ask
Yeah.
one of the priests, Sister Fiona, perhaps. She's one of the best healers you've got in the city.
True.
She was probably one patching up your face.
Yes, that'd be great.
Oh, the priest of fire. Yes. To my understanding, she purchased some land down in Sorbet.
Oh, I see.
I believe she's intent on opening a temple down there.
Huh. Well, thank you for the information.
She nods. She's not been here for the last several weeks. She's been busy.
Yes, I didn't notice, but then again, so have we busy. That's a kingly information that's worth giving. He wants a temple set up on Sorbet, or I guess stop her. I don't know. Did she like go through the proper challenge for that? Do we even have challenge for that? Like, who's our building person? Percy, right? That was our steward, or
Percy, I believe, is in fact your steward.
Alright. I will go and inquire as to whether this was legitimate buying of land, just to make sure.
Percy will confirm that she came to both himself and Rochelle, your treasurer, and donated a sizable bit to the treasury in return for building a temple.
Okay. Where on earth would she have gotten that money from? How much would it have is the donation?
Enough to boost your treasury by 10 bill points.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
Okay. Well, I mean, she's going through legit, so I don't have any issue with that. So
apparently she's already had several people flock to her new holding. So yeah.
That's what they all do. So I mean, Vicus is like religion, whatever. But he will let everyone know that that has happened when he gets back. Anyone is bothered about it. But the war is certainly the more pressing concern. So for him personally, at least, he'd probably worry about it after we deal with the mage.
The group is still informed, however, so
Yep.
apparently you have a new temple being built.
Yeah. Well, that I'd say we move on with our plan to catch this lady out.
Yes. If everyone is set and ready to go, I do believe our wise sage had some visions that could perhaps help us track her down.
We know where she's going. We have the plan already.
All right. Do we know how to get there?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Then we go.
Vicus, through diligent searching, has figured out what her current itinerary is. And she is heading to Shattershield Hall to restock on her high-level mana crystals.
All right.
Yeah, the visions that Isaac had were about your sister, I believe, and not
Yeah.
our target.
You also got visions of like the summoning she's right, the roiling of elemental energies.
Yeah, but that's more where it's being done and not directly related to her specifically.
Well, regardless.
Obviously, the hope is she does not summon the giant genie. So
Well, to Shadowshield Hall we go then.
very well. If I may inquire, I don't believe you have any other major methods, but I assume by horseback would be the route.
Yeah. just on
I
the
don't
road.
suppose we have teleportation yet.
How far is it?
Not quite.
It's not that far. Like it's not like down south like you had the vision, but
When is teleportation?
Like how many days of travel on horseback are we talking here?
Let's see, on horseback that would be
7th level, Jonas.
2.
I'm 3 levels away from it.
It's going to be about 5.5, 6 days on horseback.
That is quite far, yeah.
It's partly because there's a lot of mountainous terrain, which is not great, but
yeah.
I mean, I can make us fly for a minute.
horseback it looks like it is.
But we do all have horses, so and one of us could probably turn into a horse, so I'm sure we'll manage horseback.
I shall summon my celestial steed.
Of
Off we
course.
go. My
Wonderful.
trusty horse, Glory.
And out of curiosity, does our court druid would like to rent a horse, or would like the court druid like to be the horse?
Probably neither.
No.
Probably something faster.
Perhaps a bit in character inquiry by Isaac here. What exactly is our relation to Shattershield Hall? Like, what are we just gonna enter the town and ask around? Is this gonna be like an infiltration? What are we doing here?
From as far as I recall, I have informed them, and they're not going to get involved.
They are so you have somewhat friendly relations with them. They are trade partners with you, and they have a vested interest, at least in wanting to continue that trade.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not strong allies, though.
They're not going to come fighting for us, but they have provided what was it, ballista?
They did gift you some ballista.
So
and have gifted you resources in the past. So.
Yeah, so I think they're generally on board, but they have no desire to leave their hold as a whole to come and aid us. I think they're just like, yeah, go get him. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they're not helping us, but they're not going to hinder us either. Is what I thought from that.
And our target is traveling there to
buy crystals. Yeah.
She is a sorceress of great power that requires crystals of high grades, and they have a mine. So
high grade crystals aren't easy to come by, so you often have to go to the source to get them.
Yeah, and
she obviously goes there disguised, not plain face, but I found her. So that's why we're going there.
I see. So she's likely traveling incognito,
Yes.
we assume. Good.
Most likely with a small retainer group.
But as far as I recall, I have her itinerary, so we can intercept her. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
She is a sorcerer. Who knows?
All right.
Very well.
I mean, Isaac will do what he is named for and turn into a large red hawk
Mhm.
and travel that way.
And just casually fly with the party.
Yeah. I mean,
Just gonna hope for the scorpion again, and it has a burrow speed, so you can dig next to us with the tail up like a periscope.
like a shark.
Yeah, a bulette.
Oh, I wish, but I believe. I mean, the recent D&D movie has allowed druids to turn into monstrosities, so bullets are on the table now.
Yeah.
As far as we know, yeah.
Yeah, 1D&D lets you know.
I mean, as much as I love the idea of a druid becoming a bulette, and I'm not entirely opposed to that in future, but
Yeah.
I was looking at the spells that those ice variant or those ice spells, and one of them's Wall of Ice, but I'm too low level to use it.
Oh,
It would have been so good for this though, I feel. That's alright.
Well,
Oh,
soon,
wait,
I'm sure.
why is Wall of Ice lower level than Wall of Force? I don't. It's a weird decision that they made there.
wait, Wall of Ice is higher, you mean?
Yeah,
than
it's
Wall of
6th
Fire? Yeah,
level. Like,
I believe it's because Wall of Ice summons something that isn't magic, so it's like permanent, can't be dispelled.
Yeah.
well, it's concentration.
Yeah, but after that it's permanent. It's the same with Wall of Stone, which is also, I believe, it's 5th level. But you basically create something permanent, and that is fairly powerful magic. While Wall of Force is powerful, it also goes away as soon as you stop being there.
So, the group has actually 2 travel routes they can take, since you're taking it by horseback, technically.
Oh, it does
So,
damage.
the fastest route the group can take would take you down the mountain. Can I get colour out? I can get colour out so I can draw this.
Get the colouring pens out.
Fastest route is that, but that takes you into enemy territory.
Right.
Oh, so going into
Alternatively, you can take a longer route that through Ferelda, but it will take a couple of days more.
we could at least impose on the Marchlands capital for a swanky dinner on the way.
Bit of a question before first. So Isaac can turn into a large bird, right?
Not large enough to carry all of us, if that's your question.
But you have polymorph.
Which makes me as smart as said bird, and I will shake you off.
I mean, you don't have to be the bird.
But it's still the same problem, however. Turning into a thing through polymorph magic makes you not quite as tactical as we require for an actual travel or infiltration.
could go with the mammoth. That would be an entrance. Coming over the mountains on a mammoth.
It works as an entrance if I put myself in a situation where it's obvious what has to be done, but
Yeah, the mammoth is too dumb, and it's not trained or anything. Like, it's a mammoth.
As for the route, I mean, the shortest one seems like the best one.
How
Yeah, I
long
mean-
of a diversion is, like, a detour, is it?
So it's going to take it will take you about 5 days going the short route, or probably take you about 8 going the other route.
A 3-day dive? Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of brutal.
Of course, one does lead you straight through enemy territory. So.
Yeah. How populated is that area? Are we talking like there's large towns? Like,
There are not any large towns in that area, though there are a few small villages along the way. But it's also an area that you know has been somewhat fortified due to your recent there on the front here. You can certainly slip past it and try to like stealth your way through the countryside.
And how long until the sorceress is meant to be there? Be at thingy at the hold.
The itinerary says she will arrive kind of any point in the coming week.
So it's a question if we want to get there quicker and have time to set up, or get there and maybe miss her, or maybe just like have no time to prep anything. So
we kind of want to risk it for the biscuit.
I mean, we are a small group, so it should be easier to hide from enemy lines.
We also have some talents in disguises. We can be like messengers or like couriers and that kind of things.
I don't think. I mean, I feel we could be pretty difficult to capture. You know.
Oh yeah.
We have people can turn invisible. We can turn into animals. We can teleport short distances. There's a lot of stuff we can do to slip away if needed, and we're strong enough to. I mean, any normal group that comes across us are just like they can't really handle us, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either option works. If you want to take the safe one, sure.
I'll take this other road.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident that as long as we don't travel through densely populated areas, we can get through there without.
Or like while we pass through Alcen, like we're not going to visit any taverns or anything. It's just going to be camping out in the wild.
Yeah, probably. I don't think we want to announce our presence even if we're disguised, because I mean,
we will avoid any and all, civilization while going through Alcen as much as.
So try to stick more to the forest and go that route.
Yeah, we have a druid with us. I'm confident in Isaac's ability to navigate the wild for us.
Yeah, easily. I mean,
well then.
Okay.
Let's
point the way, and I'll tell you how and where to step.
All right.
Well, as a bird.
In that case,
I have telepathy, so I'm sure we can make something
telepathic
work
bird.
If I have to lead us, then I'll walk with you.
Well, so the group is taking the shorter route, the light blue route here.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, regardless of how fast we can go, we're only going to go as fast as our slowest person anyway. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, as it stands, the answer is horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer is horse.
On foot, this journey would take several days more.
I don't think we have that kind of luxury of time.
No.
Also, it's sucky travel. So.
Okay. In which case, the group begins to set your way out. Anybody, you can decide who. Someone give me a d12.
Sure, I guess I will. Also, I will be spending 8 spell slots a day to make sure we have passed without a trace for our total 8 hours of travel.
There you go.
I will
best spell of the game.
And Ceres will continually do her party buff of
the alacrity thing.
The gift of alacrity, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too good not to use.
I can also have spell slots dedicated to create food and water for us. We don't need to bring anything, but I used to, pray it into existence.
You pray to yourself for it to come into existence.
For the thought of incredible majesty, and here it is.
It's fine, guys. Just pray the hunger away.
Pray the hunger away.
The group sets out on the road.
One of those mindfulness people. No, you're not hungry. You're just thirsty.
Yes.
Your first couple of days of travel, when you're still in your own territory and your allies' territory, perfectly fine.
All right.
Obviously, you have good access to supplies, and you can just freely use the road. You can even stop at a tavern overnight. It's quite nice on the road. And so that goes without any issue. That said, something that becomes slightly apparent, especially by the disgruntled farmers you pass on the way, an early cold snap has come to this harvest fall.
Wonderful.
The farmers out in the field quickly trying to handle the harvest even as a cold snap starts early. And it's going to make the travel slightly more bitter for most of you. I believe, Amulet, you're immune to the effects of cold weather.
I certainly can be.
I believe your cloak more precisely made you immune to it, or your boots, one of the two.
Boots.
Those are the hinterlands, right?
Boots of the Winterlands, yeah.
So you're fine. But this cold snap, certainly noticeable. To the point where, for everyone else traveling, I would like to ask for a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right.
Does,
Do we get the bonus from?
Clother give anything, or it's just
If you have cold weather clothing, yeah, just let me know, and I will be a different DC for you then.
I do have one.
Okay.
Yeah, I do as well. I
do too, actually, in my inventory.
Well, yeah.
Why did I buy that?
We bought that at the
'cause we're
start
in-
of the
yeah.
session, the whole campaign.
Yeah, we're like, it's cold
Alcen
up
is a
here.
pretty cold region. It makes sense.
It
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
All right. Do we
I-
get the Paladin bonus for this, or is it just a flat without?
I'm going to say without,
Yeah, that's fine.
as you're not necessarily going to be glued to Amulet 24/7.
Oh, is it all right? Because I'm not feeling good about this at all.
Amunas understands, and you can be bathed in his royal majesty.
Oh, all right.
Don't like the sound of that.
You know, if Ceres needs to, so that she doesn't freeze to death, she'll put up with it.
Stand under the spout where the glory comes out.
Stop.
What?
Does our druid have any protection from magical cold? Just weather cold?
I don't have cold weather clothing in my inventory, but would it be fair to say that Isaac would be prepared, considering he has been traveling through nature for years at this
Given
point?
you are a druid, I think I'll give you the lower DC anyway.
It makes a lot of sense, I think.
Could polymorph into a bear.
Yeah, but at the same time, I have to recast our password on the
sure.
trace every hour. If I'm leading this group, then I can't just, I'm a bear and don't care
Yeah.
about gold. I have to suffer with you if I'm to lead you.
Very noble.
Well, please give the Constitution saving throw, but I will give you the lower DC for this.
I'm just wondering if there is a... No, they're all concentration. So it's either stealth or suffering, and I choose suffering.
All right.
I didn't know if you had a druid spell that protect you from this.
Yeah, I didn't either. But my con save is pretty good, as it turns out.
Turns out, Isaac, you are suffering no issues at all.
No.
You are pretty solid there. Ceres, the cold never bothered you anyway.
Yeah, keeping to my frozen tendencies.
Thickus, you're fine, though barely.
Oof, okay.
As the chill's there, but you're fine. Ciel, you are feeling the cold at this point. The last couple of days has been a little bit rough, and it's been hard sleeping on you. Mark on that you've got a level of exhaustion.
Sure.
This will not be able to be removed for the time being.
Yeah.
But it's fine. One layer of exhaustion is fine, right?
Yep. Just makes me, harder to move, I guess. No, it even makes that.
Now, this does move us on to the next bit. You are trying to quietly move through Alcen without drawing too much attention to yourselves.
Yes.
This does feel like a group stealth check.
Sounds good.
I believe everyone has the +10 from Isaac.
Yes.
I'll add that in then.
Isaac, who will also have rented a horse in this case.
That is fine. Sorkai has horses, so
40 there.
Oh, well,
Not even a crit. So.
it's not even a crit.
I mean, I'm
he
going to say,
says.
because you probably passed.
Oh, okay, that's good.
You've,
Everyone else will cover in a second, but Vickers probably passed at least.
I'm just not here. I never came in the first place.
No.
And His Majesty.
Yes,
Is
well,
depressed.
I am, but that's another problem entirely.
Expert in stealth, of course, Our Majesty is.
That might be the worst skill I have.
Oh, you have +10, so
Well, yes. Even so, advantage
Just
no, +10.
70.
Alright.
You are as stealthy as Ceresis.
We're just
Yeah,
talking
not bad.
in the back.
I mean, I'm wearing full plate. It's just clanging and banging.
I dropped my books. Yeah, you know.
Oh, you're traveling like with your entire like wardrobe with you.
Well, she's got like her. She's got her
this huge
grimoire.
ass arm. Yeah, huge armoire at the back of a wagon, like swaying dangerously.
She's got the floating disc behind her with
Yes,
with her stuff.
And I believe you said you wanted to go slightly off-road here through the woodlands for this.
Yeah.
Avoiding the major kind of any kind of major settlement on the way.
Yep.
Okay.
Amazing.
Perhaps worried that Amadus might get recognized. Dread Knight walks into town.
Yeah, even if he doesn't get recognized, a group like ours, riding on expensive-looking horses into outskirts of settlements is gonna get the rumor mill going.
My horse looks amazing. It is literally from heaven.
Yeah,
I think
subtlety is.
Just put a sheet over it. It's
Whoever is leading this through the woodlands, then can I also get a survival roll for?
And that'll make the horse really inconspicuous with a sheet
I
over
can
it.
aid you.
Absolutely. All right, you aid me.
Yep.
I don't usually travel through the wilderness on horseback, as it turns out. It's fairly easy to blend in if you're fox or hawk, as it turns out.
But now you need to get this group to blend in.
Oh Jesus! Double one.
Oh no, we're lost.
Da, 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 da.
Wah.
I don't think I've ever seen a double one from the advantage so far this campaign.
Not in this campaign.
Certainly very rare,
Yeah.
but here we
What's
are.
this?
We've gotten double 20s. We never got double ones so far.
Whee! Who knows where we ends up?
Right. Okay. Turns out this is quite a foreign experience to Isaac.
I don't do well with people. I'm usually by myself, which makes a lot of things a lot easier. And this is actually putting a lot of pressure on myself, just trying to prove myself, you see. But I don't know where we are.
Meanwhile, CL was trying to give you advice over your shoulder. Turns out, between the two of you, your directions have not worked out necessarily the best at all times. And you've run across the issue of multiple times nearly walking straight into patrols in the middle of the forest. And then having to back away and try to go around. Right. Let's double check this here.
Natural one with it. Jesus. That is a 1 in 400.
Alright.
1 in 400. Oh.
Yep.
The travel is particularly rough, with the group having both being constantly running across patrol trails for Alcen's own forces, as well as apparently also just having difficulty finding good shelter from the elements that can fit all of you and your horses. Everybody gains a level of exhaustion.
Oh.
Right.
Where is that on our sheets? How do we add that?
Don't know if the sheets have an exhaustion button or not.
It's next to death saves, I think. In attributes.
Attributes.
Oh, it is there.
I think it
Next
works.
to death
Yeah,
saves.
The
What?
right-hand side of death saves in the attributes
Oh, yeah.
area.
One
Next to
level
your
of exhaustion.
the little number next to your little number next
Oh,
to your inspiration.
there. Oh, I see. Exhaustion 1. Alright. Next to
Turns out-
inspiration. Gotcha.
Turns out it's really hard to get proper rest when every 2 hours you're being woken up by either an unexpected amount of snow pouring in on you,
Hmm.
or suddenly guards coming around and wondering why there's all these horse prints through the forest.
But there aren't horse print forest. That's a bond.
So,
I think I'm stupid. Where did I see this?
someone has reported a
um,
strange ghostly horse
In
the forest.
attributes, you've got like box. Hang on. Where's your? Because
The local peasantry have been making all these reports out. They can hear they hear hoofbeat, they hear like hoofs, but then like they can't find any tracks of a horse.
so in their
Oh,
attributes,
I see it
Vickers,
now.
You see it
Halldamir. Yeah.
underneath psionic power recovery. Then you have inspiration, and there's a 0 next to it. Yeah, there you go.
God, yeah. Now that you said attribute, I was looking at just the main screen.
Honestly,
Uh,
same.
thank-
It's all good.
Yeah. Thanks.
We're both blind as each other.
Yep. We are the horses.
We are.
The group is never actually found by the patrol, so Isaac gets the sense that, kind of in retrospect, perhaps you did not also get a chance to fully pack up all of your campsites properly.
So they might suspect that something fishy is going on, but they haven't pinpointed us yet.
Exactly. They've got clues, but they've not found you.
I mean, I can always make a distraction. In the area.
Yeah. That might draw even more attention just in general. I think we just travel on and leave.
Yeah, just hope that Isaac's dusted off the cobwebs. You know, the scorpion sand.
Yeah, it's
Dusted off the sand.
It's Sorkai. It's just made me too soft. It's
That's
That's
right.
what it is.
All these plush gardens and dinners.
You've made it a day through the territory so far. You still have further you need to travel at the moment.
The heated rooms was just, it's too comfortable for him.
Yeah, back in my day, I climbed mountains for the sake of it. I was really good at this whole traveling thing.
You don't have a washboard stomach anymore. You have more like a car ring, you know, car tire.
Yeah.
Back in
No,
my day.
Now I assume that actually I'm going to go ahead and put an Isaac down on the little map we've got.
Ah,
Sure.
Well, let me go ahead and get an Isaac. Isaac, where are you?
I've rolled double one. I don't know.
that's the problem.
Somehow he.
I do have keen mind, so I should know where north is. So I should know that we're
You
not going
only know where north is. However, from your internal radar, you've been going in circles for a few hours. You did. So
Oh boy, what a shit show.
you've made it about a third of the way through Alsen's territory so far.
Lovely.
You know,
Now you do have the option. You could choose to try and stop and find a proper place to rest to try and clear exhaustion. But obviously, I imagine you guys want to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I don't want to rest
Yeah,
here.
no.
Of all places.
yeah, I think just pushing
Let's just go.
forwards the best bet.
In which case, I will need both stealth checks and another survival.
These are all now at disadvantage because we're all exhausted. So
Are they all? Is the first?
first level exhaustion is ability check disadvantage.
It-
So
It is indeed. It automatically did the disadvantage for me.
yep. So
We still have the magic at least. That
Yeah.
didn't do disadvantage for me automatically.
Oh, weird.
do you apply the exhaustion?
Well,
Gonna roll again. 20.
all right.
Yeah, it didn't for me. Weird.
Oh, I need to add the plus 10, so that's on 23.
Yeah. Let me just
And
roll
how
again.
to pass without traits on that.
So I'm looking at 22, 20, 23.
I'll have to roll again for disadvantage. 35.
35. And the king at disadvantage.
He's not here, so I'll just do it.
Thank you.
Do the horses need to roll stealth check?
I will assume if you're riding the horses, you'll handle it with them.
We have control of the horses.
I can't. He has a +0, so I'll just roll.
They are
with
very well trained
10.
horses.
Yeah, just a +10.
And then that's 13.
13. Excellent.
But I think CL does want to leave a distraction to our first camp place whenever we leave.
You're a bit quiet, Isa. I can't quite hear you.
I think CL is mischievous enough to leave a gift or just something for our first camping place, just to be annoyance. As I will cast Hallucinate Terrain in the area. Wherever we camped, and leaves nice, like, summer area, just to annoy someone.
I will make a note. Okay, so with that, we got...
And that will last for a day.
A day?
Yeah, a day.
Ooh, okay.
It's a distraction.
So with that stealth roll, though... Actually, to be honest, your stealth rolls weren't bad. Even the disadvantage, all of you got over 20 except Aminos. Okay.
I'm sinking a lot of spell slots into this, so it better be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are free to go ahead and make the survival roll if you would like.
Alright.
Since you're staying off the beaten trail.
Yeah, I can aid you again.
Which means I make it without disadvantage, at least.
Yep.
21.
Hey.
That is definitely better than your previous roll. Okay. Your second night is a little on the it's much on the better side. Isaac's able to kind of get more acclimated to the group, figuring out where horses are good at traveling, where they're not good at traveling in the forest. And also, you're also able to find a nice bit of shelter in a shallow but at least sheltered cave for the evening.
Isaac will also speak with Animal for that day and talk to his horse. Get some advice straight from the source, how to walk.
Your horse complains about a lot of like rocks on the forest floor. Really inconvenient.
I know, right?
It's like this total pampered pony you've got here, though. Because like she's used to being like a nice stable, going up and down nice roads. This. Ugh.
Those cities, they make people and animals too soft. Temptation.
And someone who hasn't really rolled much. Isa, can you give me a d12?
Sure.
The cold snap, thankfully, clears up a little bit as you keep traveling. Though the ground becomes very, very mushy. But at least you're not having to worry about the cold pushing too much harder. So no additional fortitude saves for that. The group does have the chance again if you want to like stop and try to take a proper rest somewhere. Or I imagine you just want to push on the last day to Shattershield Hall.
I think we should push on.
Try our best to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if we get there in time, we should be able to just, like, hire some rooms and get some good sleep.
Rest when you get there.
Yeah.
Very well. Final round of stealth checks since you're still trying to go undetected.
All right.
I'm thankfully not making you track food because presumably you would have had enough for 3 days through wilderness.
Well, Amanas said that he will conjure our
Oh,
food.
perfect. Then. In which case, that's not even an issue. Then long term, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Pass without trace is amazing.
It's an
Oh,
incredible spell.
look at that.
It's certainly carrying you through this segment without having to worry about patrols grabbing you.
It is the best, I think, the best spell there is.
And
Like-
it's also early
Am-
for spell.
Amanus is consistently failing on the DC, but that's fine because it's a group check. I'm just looking for half being enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all doing okay.
I have a Sierra doing the best.
Hey, you're doing fine.
My main requirement is to, all I'm tracking is, does half the group succeed? If so, the group manages to get through it somehow. Okay. Isaac, one final survival check, please.
I will aid you.
I don't know if you heard Jonas, but Isaac managed to find you a nice actual campsite last night. You actually had more comfortable sleep in the wilderness.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, that is correct. Normal. Yep,
Yeah, because you're being aided, so
25. So I need to. Are we expecting to arrive this day?
you wouldn't quite to get there. You would get there for first thing in the morning, unless you want to just force march yourself a few extra hours overnight.
No, it's not that important. It's just I want to prepare a specific spell once we get close.
Okay. But in that case, you do make it to basically to the edge of Alsen's territory and the start of Shouthill's territory.
All right.
As essentially this evening, you managed to make camp at the base of the mountain, with their hold being a few hours up.
Okay, so we can stop hiding, basically. Because we're now in other territory, there shouldn't be patrols looking to kill us.
Tomorrow morning, you should be able to make it up to the keep, up to the city up there. So
are we able to get like a proper rest then, now that we're not in their territory, or
you're still kind of camping on the side of the road right now. So
That's alright, we'll find a nice inn when we get
But
there.
as it stands, you do manage to at least rest the evening. Isaac managed to set up a nice campsite.
Yep.
Not too bad.
we move on and hopefully we're there before we get a chance to.
I assume you keep watches in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with trance and also watches, I think we can manage just fine keeping watch.
Yeah, I think Ceres can keep half the watch effectively.
Yeah, I think it's the other one.
Yeah, so.
I mean, if we're not recovering, I assume that we have been doing watches, so
Yeah.
mostly.
Valky, can you give me a perception roll?
I sure can. This is with disadvantage though, so
You are a little tired after the last few days of roughing it.
15.
That's not bad.
Okay.
That's a 6 on the roll.
It's still not bad though. +9. Carried it.
Yeah.
+9's solid.
You have an expertise. So.
I've only got +9 in my charismatic stuff. Except persuasion.
Yeah.
I'm really good at persuasion.
You rest the night, and the camping's relatively okay. As it goes for Vicus during your watch, it's nothing too bad. But it's kind of hard to keep your eyes open all the time.
Mm.
The road still remains a little bit active during the night, especially with the dwarven caravans going through, who you at least know from experience tend to operate not so much on 24-hour schedules, but more like 30-hour schedules.
Yeah.
So they're not always asleep at this time. As they kind of move around. But it's for the most part fine. Though you do hear the very distant this very distant kind of faint rumble noise every so often. Like the sound of like a very faint blast in the distance.
Okay. From which side? The outside side or from the Shadow Shield side?
From the Shatter Shield side.
Oh, okay.
So it's faint, but doesn't seem to be any commotion though, as far as you can tell. So
Okay. Rather not leave the camp. I'm keeping watch, so I'll stay.
that's fine.
But if it does get any closer, I probably will investigate.
Does not seem to get closer.
All right.
As the next morning arises, and very early morning, you're all groggily awake at your campsites, packing up what tents and such you have at the bottom of the mountain here.
All right. I'll point out what I heard. Explosions or whatnot. Sounded like, at least.
It's a worrying thought.
Maybe they're testing something.
I did have the less
Testing
days, so
Maybe Penelope gave them some crazy idea.
Well,
With that, though, I presume the group would like to head up and up the mountainside and into Shattershield Hall.
yes.
So, are we still expecting them to be allies and stealth no longer necessary?
They should be allies, yeah. I don't see any reason they wouldn't be.
We've had pretty good relations with them.
You're in
Like-
friendly territory right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be like pretty welcoming. We give them good trade, by all accounts.
Right. And no chance that she might catch wind of our appearance.
She probably might, given that her father is in war with us, and therefore she probably was at our thing we had.
I think if we just walk in the doors, there is a chance she might catch something, depending on how notorious or like scrutinous she is in her dealings. If she has spies that report anything interesting going on in Shattershield Hall, then we arriving in through the front door will certainly be that, I imagine.
Yeah.
I've never been to Shattershield Hall. I don't know if we have enough contacts with them to let us in some other secret way. I know Bronn Shattershield, but he's a mercenary.
You did have family in the hall, but that would be getting in the hold.
Amanas has
Before.
never engaged with any form of communication with Shattershield Hall outside of Bronn, or outside maybe some functions when we took Sorakai. There was some like glad handling with some of those nobles.
I think
I don't know if that would be enough contact to actually get in some other way.
I think Ceres had some contact with Shattershield Hall itself, not Bronn, because we had the diplomats, or like the contacts in Suokai, and I know Ceres made sure to have good relations with those. Maybe she has an idea.
Would you perhaps like to try and leverage your connection as ambassador to see if you could have arranged something for this?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Very well, then. Why don't you roll me a diplomatic roll based on the council stats?
Okay.
See what you could have leveraged preemptively for this.
A reasonable amount.
Hey.
That is pretty good.
Yep.
Ceres has like a plus 13 in persuasion. It really pulls a lot of weight in that diplomatic score.
With that, Ceres was able to get some things prearranged before the trip here. It's not glamorous, but Shattershield Hall does frequently bring in individuals from outside to help on kind of like cheap labor,
Right.
as well as bodyguards for the various caravans that move in and out. You could have had it arranged to come through one of the trade areas under the under the guise of being just simply like bodyguards and tradesmen.
Sounds
Isaac glances over to Amanas on his heaven horse in dreadnought armor.
I mean,
The
He's just
heavenly
a-
horse might have to be hidden.
He's just a very fancy mercenary.
the heavenly horse can't be just
Dismissed.
dismissed.
We
So,
have, I do believe we have a bard who can cast like major illusion spells, right?
That's true, we do.
I can.
Oh, that's solving the problem then, I think.
Sure, I will make you a nightmare then.
A nightmare
That's more subtle.
steed.
Right.
More fitting for your dreadful image. No, some kind of normal horse.
A normal
sturdy.
horse.
Certainly like a war horse. Like muscular war horse.
It's Hugo reborn.
Oh.
Oh.
Code name of Hugo, let it be.
He was so badass, he became a celestial steed.
As for the rest of the group, if you wish to kind of follow this in, you can attempt to, if you wish to, attempt to disguise yourself to try and make it a bit more, in case anyone is watching. But otherwise, though, you've at least got things that isn't sending you straight through the front door of announcing yourselves.
CL would use disguise kit. I have a disguise kit.
I do have one, but I'm not very good at deception. I assume that's what you use. So
Deception would be the skill for disguising, typically.
I think someone else can do the role for you.
Oh, okay.
Because they
I think I
basically
could just-
use the kit on you.
I could
instead.
probably just rely on my stealth. I don't need to be with you folks, right?
That's
Knock me
that's
out.
valid, honestly.
I can be coming in as a separate person and just keep myself hidden instead of trying to disguise, perhaps.
Knock you out, put an air bubble on you, put you in the sack.
And given that I can communicate with all of you, then that seems a good use of my
Yeah.
skills, I guess.
I think I'd like to do something similar. I'm not really a dress-up kind of person.
I mean, make yourself into a cat, right?
I mean, and also the more we split
Walking.
up, the easier it will be to find her. So that we're not all in one
Finding
place.
her should not be an issue for me, that is.
Alright.
We know where she's going, right? Inside here?
Yeah, but she often comes disguised, so it's whether we can see that through that.
Once we are close, I can cast a locate creature ritual, which will lead me straight to her.
Alright.
I think we should
Don't you need
probably
to hear
nap
already, though?
first. I
We
feel
should-
like we should rest before we go hunt her down.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we should
go
see
to
if
the city,
she's...
rest,
yeah.
and then figure out how to infiltrate and find her.
By the stands, the group makes it inside. Shadow Shield Hall is this grand dwarven city sitting on the mountainside here. Many, many levels of tight stone buildings, as well as these large open areas where you have like dwarven shops, and then above it walkways connecting between them, and then more buildings above, all carved into the stonework. It's beautiful. It is kind of beautiful, if boxy and utilitarian architecture, but still has this grandeur. You see carvings of various warriors, various dwarven warriors all kind of carved into the stone, as well as alcoves dotted all over the place, even out of reach, where it looks like little treasures have been put in these alcoves, or like little urns. The hall is bustling with movement, with many mercenary groups that appears to be here currently, and just a lot of general tradesmen.
Once we have gotten inside, we will reconvene in a modest inn in some part of the city. Because we did need to rest to get the exhaustion off.
Yes.
We do indeed.
And some hearty fires and good beer and a grilled boar or whatever they have here. Might just fix that for us.
Well, in that case, you can certainly go ahead. They have the granite goblet, which is one of the local drinking holes you find.
All right.
Excellent.
They are serving a few different alcohols today, including a mushroom wine, a hearty dwarven beer, as well as something just simply described as fire gut ale.
Fair
Alright.
enough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
The special dinner for today being offered is grilled cave lizard
Hey,
Yum.
delicious.
Okay.
with a side of mushroom soup.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yes.
We want all of that.
They are happy to serve it to you. We'll say this comes out of your living expenses.
Yes, yes.
Bill it to the city.
So, do we know what warehouse or what quarter of the city she will visit?
So, I'm gonna say Vicus and Ceres will be the ones who do know this information, given they're the ones most likely to go after like mana crystals and such.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So in Shatter Shield Hall, chances are she'll be going to the lowest level of the city, where down there it's actually because near the lowest level it's basically almost entirely just mana. It's just entirely like mana production, mana mine.
Right.
So chances are she'll be down there somewhere because chances are she's not going to be shopping the upper markets for it. She's going to want to probably go down to production areas for it.
Okay. Are
Uh,
the different areas of the mine owned by different clans or families?
Yes.
Who?
So while all the mines are officially owned by the clan as a whole, the whole hall, but the individual Shatter Hall technically has full legislation over all mines, but you would know that they each leased out to different families here,
Yeah.
right.
who each have the rights to operate their individual sections of mine.
So I have a question. Given that situation with the mines, does my dear friend Criminal Contact have any stake in one of these mines?
He has some connections to some of the mines, but no strong stake in any individual one.
Does he have enough of influence to have someone who could tell me if they, like, who would know about if they had dealings, which one had dealings with her specific, like which of the mining companies, I guess.
He would need to ask around.
Right. That would take time that we could just do it ourselves. So I think I'll leave that be for now.
Can anyone just wander into the mines? Do we need special access?
I reckon Ceres could make her way in there regardless.
Generally speaking, there isn't strong restrictions stopping people from going down to going down to the mana crystal kind of mines. Though the dwarven guards usually heavily discourage travelers going in due to heavy mana toxicity being quite toxic for non-dwarves.
Right.
Yes, it's quite dangerous.
Another question. Is Bron Shadowshield currently in town?
He is.
Might want to talk to him a little bit.
Yeah.
As it stands, it's up to you if you want to first rest in town, if you want to do stuff and then rest, or what order of operation you want to do things in.
I think we should rest first because anything we do is going to be hindered by our exhaustion.
Yeah,
so
we need the
should probably
exhaustion
rest.
gone for sure.
We can't do we can, but it's heavily diminished. So
Yeah.
we should rest first.
Okay.
I don't really want to bumble through this with like disadvantage constantly. That seems like a terrible idea.
While we're resting, eating the boar and whatnot, Amanas will ask the innkeeper if they can facilitate sending a message. Maybe he has like a street urchin or someone he can send with a message.
Oh yeah, this hold actually has a gaggle of small dwarven runners.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
One of these fine runners will then be sent by Amanas to find Bron Shadowshield and cordially invite him to his private chambers to discuss something over some mushroom soup and cave lizard.
Okay, so sorry, just repeat that for me.
Find Bron Shadowshield, get him to visit Amanas.
Very well. They'll make the run to try and find him. Meanwhile, the group plans to take a long rest then. Which is fine.
Indeed.
The group can go ahead and rent out a nice inn room. And if you do so, you can clear a level of exhaustion by sleeping.
Yes. Wonderful.
Which puts most of you on 0 and CO on 1 now.
Yes.
But I shall deal with that.
As you manage to kind of rest up. After several days of kind of trying to hide in caves in the wilderness, it's quite nice to have a nice bed, even if the bed is like hard stone with then like a cushion on top.
Yeah.
It's still a great improvement.
Very good for the back.
Very good for the back, yes. Okay. As you rest for the night then, just go ahead and roll some. Okay. As you wake up the next morning, and you kind of make your way downstairs, the innkeeper informs you that there's actually a visitor in the gambling room for you.
Okay.
Amadus wishes to go meet with them.
Oh,
Yes. Yes, I sure do.
As you head inside, and what you see is a couple of mercenaries, and then the familiar face of good old Bron Shattershield, currently sitting rather comfortably right now, with a hand of cards, seemingly trashing his subordinates.
All right. Amunas will enter the room and give a cordial nod towards Bron.
Your lordship, take a seat.
Amunas will sit down, eyeing the cards and eyeing him. He will nod again and say, Bron Shadish, it has been quite some time, I believe, since we last spoke. I hope that you are well.
Aye, been many moons, but we're doing good. Business has been flourishing.
I can imagine. Might I ask if you are currently employed?
My band is currently employed, in fact, by the Ferelden's.
He nods. Makes sense. Against the orc incursion or against Alcent?
Greenskins.
Again. Yes, I've heard of them. At some point, my attention would also turn towards the greenskins, I imagine. But for now, I am...
Good coin for us, though. Rich folk in Eldermore will pay a lot for dwarven security.
Smiles. And it is on that very subject I wish to speak with you today, Brom. I might also be in need of some dwarven security. Short term.
Oh?
We are interested in securing a part of the mines here, specifically making sure that no one enters or leaves under a short period.
He raises an eyebrow. That's going to take some authority to do.
Or an audacious mercenary.
You know, I'd be breaking the peace to suddenly just blockade off the mines.
You know, you would be well compensated. We are hunting a dangerous individual belonging to our enemies. The individual is powerful, and we do believe that this person will visit one of the mines shortly. We intend to trap the person there and deal with it. But we don't exactly want the rest of the town to know what we're up to. Relations and all that.
I take it this is political.
Oh, most assuredly.
You have to understand, anything like this is a sensitive subject, especially inside the hold. But we've done good business before, so I'll hear you out at least.
Good. Thanks. As I said, what we want specifically is that once this person enter a part of the mine where she will illicitly buy mana crystals, we want the entrance to be blocked off, so that we can deal with her in peace down there.
We talking a mage?
Yes, of considerable power. Your people would not need to assist us in the battle itself. We just want you to, he shrugs, put up a sign and say that the mine is closed for maintenance or some sort. Stall, give us time.
Any risk this mage, whoever he or she is, knows transportation magics?
Let's thinks. Unknown. I think that this person does not, since she will be arriving, as far as I know, on horseback in a day or two. Might have some short distance way of getting out, but that's why you guys would be there to stop that from happening.
Depending on how you feel about dealing with the blight, if you can trap her inside one of the denser mines itself, crystal interference makes teleportation at long range difficult.
Nods. That is certainly gratifying.
You try those crystals will make your magic go so haywire you'll end up part of the stone.
Smile slightly. Our hope is that we can subdue her before she goes haywire. It is a risky operation. It is also one of the reasons I want the rest of the town nowhere near this. If something goes wrong, well, would be unfortunate to have many dead civilians on our hands.
Aye.
And as this is a, as you said, political operation, we can't exactly go to the town council with this business either. They would never acquiesce to our request, and even if they did, the process would be too slow. This needs to be handled quickly and quietly.
The Hall certainly has no interest in getting involved in your war. They're happy to sit on the side and lend gifts, but
Indeed.
they don't want part of the fight. Don't entirely blame them. Given the great major ass that is the Duke is a stone's throw away.
The Duke is currently hard pressed and has turned to, well, his vaunted sorcery to try to turn the tide of the war, and so far it is not faring too well.
If I'm going through this, I'm going to need to know who the target is. Who's your quarry here?
I would as well like hand him over a note, with the name written on it. He doesn't really want to say it out loud in case someone overhears.
He raises an eyebrow as he looks at it. And he kind of lets out this kind of long whistle, clearly recognizing the name.
Amasa looks at him and says, now you understand the need for secrecy.
And your fear of collateral damage.
Yes.
I've seen this one in action.
Eyebrow. Oh, really?
Let's just put it: if I had her in Eldamore helping against the hordes, I would need a squad less than I do right now.
Point well taken. Well, I can assure you that we come equipped with both sorcery and steel that is powerful enough to, seems to pause for a second and say, to fell, as far as I know, any beast alive.
Wish you luck with it.
So, do we have a deal then?
He kind of leans back in his chair for a moment, putting down his cards. thinking. And so then just lean forward, pushing a large stack of poker chips across to his towards his mercenaries, going all in, clearly intimidating some of them as he does so.
Sure.
I think there's something I'm willing to help you with, though obviously, if you can offer up something of value enough.
Name your price.
As he will consider. I'm operating on turf here that could get my my entire squad in quite a bit of hot water if the council finds out. But as he picks up a gold coin, for me and all my people, to also cover the security of us potentially having fines to pay, 2,000 of these.
Amanas looks at the coin, stroking his shin thinkingly. And then he will say, how about he looks at his he doesn't have 2,000 on him exactly. He has 1,000
I will
roughly.
note out of character for you as a note.
Mm-hmm.
The group
We
still
take
has
that money.
the group has unresolved the 10,000 gold worth of treasure that you found in the tomb.
Right.
So we
Just
do
as a
have
note.
10,000 on us right now.
That has not been resolved yet. You haven't decided if converting that into kingdom build points or personal cash.
So, Amanas will look at him and say, how about this? I can offer you 1,000 gold pieces now. And if this operation goes sour and you need to relocate, I am willing to keep you and your company on royal retainer for as long as necessary up in Sorakai.
Can you tell me a diplomacy roll?
Certainly.
Or persuasion? I guess persuasion.
Persuasion.
Persuade. Assume. Do we have inspiration? I don't think we do. 20. Very solid. 15.
Performance, apparently.
Performance?
Oh, it's performance.
Oh, I clicked performance instead of persuasion. Add another 4 to that roll.
Okay, another 4 onto that.
I say that was low for a persuasion for you.
Yeah,
I see.
I clicked the wrong. They're right next to each other. I'm just kidding.
As he strokes his beard for a moment. $1,200.
Done. Amanas will happily pay the man.
Very well.
1,100 and change. Yes. If someone can spot me 100 gold, I can pay this off.
I think we should just take from the 10,000 that we got and save you from. This is a group effort, so I think we
Yeah,
should
I
go
think
group.
let's just call the 10,000 the pot,
Yeah,
and then take
Are
1,200
you
from
just
that.
going to make that like a 10,000 gold bribery pot?
Yeah,
I mean it's our heist coffer, right? So if we
Yeah.
need it to do stuff, we'll use it.
if we really
and
need
whatever's
money,
left, we can
that's-
split it up. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, remove 1,200 from the pot.
Who's in control of the pot?
Nobody. So
Lying up there.
I can.
I'll go ahead and put that in chat for you then.
I will start looking after the pot.
Very well.
Sounds-
All right.
How
so
do you're in charge on keeping track of the bribe pot?
I shall
I'm gonna
do just that.
we'll look over to him as he then gives him the, what would that be, like 120 platinum pieces.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he will say, be ready. We will send word when it's time.
He bites one of the coins, checking its authenticity, nods. I'll gear my people up.
Abras looks at him, biting the coin, and then looks at him askance.
How dare
not
you,
trust
sir?
the royal word, good Sir Shattershield. I am mortally wounded. And then he'll give him like a wolfish grin.
He would do it to his own clan leaders. So.
No,
All
probably
right.
do it to his own mother.
Yep.
And I have done what I wanted. I have secured a way for us to battle undisturbed by the rest of the town.
Excellent. Now we just have to nuke the bitch.
Yep, that I leave to all of us.
That is gonna be an interesting challenge.
I don't know why, but I have very strong feelings about her. I don't, you know. I
I've
don't
never
know why.
met her.
Never met her, and I have very strong feelings about her. I don't know
know,
why.
You just know she's an extremely powerful fire sorceress.
You know what it is? She's a fire sorceress, and she thinks she's better
Yeah.
than Ceres. So,
Oh,
you know, that's what it
no.
is. That's what it is. She's fucked up. She fucked up.
You should have greater invis, right? Just asking for a friend.
just
just
for, let me check what I have prepared.
So I have another question
yes.
before I'm done for the day, so to speak.
I do.
So this is a mining town, right?
Yes,
There's a lot of forges and smelting going on, surely.
it is.
That's very hot, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So in a town like this, surely a potion of fire resistance could be purchased.
A potion of fire resistance could be purchased.
I wish to purchase.
Let me look up the price for you.
Yeah, that would be a nice purchase to purchase.
Yep. Given that we're fighting a powerful fire source.
I feel like it's a valid concern.
I'll be honest. Given that I'm just gonna tell you based on her stat block, yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah, I was actually honestly thinking about asking the exact same thing because it's it's a problem.
Yeah.
Let's see, Xanathars, what's the potion of resistance going to cost us? It's a potion of resistance is 300 gold per.
Alright. I would like a fire one. Anyone else? Because then we can use the pot for this.
Let's
Maybe just get one for everyone.
I feel like
right?
one each for like that's. I feel like that's a
Alright.
valid option.
So
5, please.
Yeah, it
3,000,
would free up my
300?
concentration for something else, which would be nice.
yeah.
So 300 times 5, 1500.
1500 removing from the pot.
Alright.
We're down to only 7,300 copies.
Making use of that treasure.
While we're doing legwork here, maybe while Amanas is off to do diplomacy, Isaac would ask the more arcane magic inclined of you. What are the effects that we expect might occur in a mine supercharged with mana crystals? Like, is
Well, I feel
casting
like
magic down there a good idea?
I feel like Ceres actually has some pretty good experience when it comes to being supercharged by mana crystals and the powder around it, considering how she became a wizard.
I was born in it, just saying.
What Ceres would definitely know. In places of really high crystal density, such as a mine, you do definitely run across the issue that magic of all kinds starts acting a bit unstable and can trigger unexpected wild effects in the area sometimes if you can't control it.
Yeah.
So the question is that specifically spells or is that abilities that also are magical in nature?
Those are more likely to trigger it than just supernatural abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also know the crystals in their raw form can be unstable if struck by magic.
Oh yeah. Also, don't inhale anything.
Yes.
Very, very bad for your health.
That is something Vickers would definitely know, which is inhaling them can also not be good for your health.
Yeah.
No. Unless you want them growing in you. Do that.
No, thank you.
Yeah. As it stands, you can cast spells. Just be aware that there is a risk your spells might have unintended side effects.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
But it's just like you're going to have to. It's a risk, unfortunately, when you're in such a heavily dense place.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were already warned, teleportation inside the area. That's like any kind of teleportation that kind of goes any kind of distance beyond kind of like 30 feet has some definite risks.
Better not use that then.
You know, a quick phase step, probably fine. A dimension door, probably not fine.
Oh, okay. I have some variable distance teleportation. We'll see.
So what I'm hearing is remove unprepared dimension door.
I mean, you're free to cast it in there, but there is a very high likelihood that you're going to end up becoming a statue.
You know, that's fine.
Alternatively, you'll discover a way into the Underdark.
Ugh. We start a new campaign, folks.
Out to the Abyss, starring only Ceres.
Well,
With no knowledge if there even is a way out.
Yep. Who knows if there's an entrance? I don't.
It's fine. All you have to do is power level till you get plane shift, and then you can teleport back up again.
I think that's easily done in the Underdark. Actually, I feel like that's an
solo, so you
accomplishable
would have
thing.
to solo all the monsters.
Yeah.
So while all this talking about is going on, I would like to basically canvas the town and try and sneak my way into eavesdropping conversations to see if I can get any whiff of her already being here or someone being here that is of note. Because while she might be disguised, I feel like maybe she might not be perfect at it. So
This sounds like either gathering information or an investigation to me.
then I won't do it because that's not what I'm good at. So
I can go investigate. I can go investigate.
sure.
So even I have a disadvantage. Oh, I can come and aid you.
Well, what skill is it to go? Because Ceres
If it's
doesn't mind.
investigate, I have +8 on it.
It's investigation.
Ceres wouldn't investigate. She'd talk to people. She's a talky person.
If you're talking here, there's probably more like a persuasion to ask people.
Ceres will do that. She's good at getting information from people. People like talking to her, as it turns out. Is that something cool with you from Ceres to do?
I mean, it's up to you if you want to.
Ceres wants to know where this stupid fire mage is.
If she's shown her face yet.
Yeah. I'm measly 19.
Is Sia wanting to also like investigate around at the same time or not?
Yeah, I will go investigate.
Okay.
Now,
Why was that with disadvantage?
Because Sia was still exhausted in her case.
Oh, yes.
Just two. She had two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sia's feeling a little bit better. But
she's able to walk normal speed.
so, Ceres,
Mm.
kind of asking around in general, it doesn't seem like she's arrived yet, to your knowledge.
All right.
There's no one vaguely matching the description of anyone you think would be her in disguise. So unless she's gone for like really intense disguise, you don't think anyone like has passed through the gates yet.
Okay.
Sia, kind of following on from Ceres' knowledge, you do see, looking at the roster, that tomorrow it looks like there is two very large caravans to the Manor Mines. Looks like they're due to arrive tomorrow. It's possible that she might be part of one of the entourages there. You think?
Okay.
All right.
I will inform the party.
Sounds like we have a day to relax, pretty much then. Relax,
To find
prepare.
out where she's going still.
Yeah, you won't know exactly which mine she's going to yet.
Oh, I guess we need to start doing some talking around, seeing where Where this
The
person
criminal
can-
contact that Vickers has seems like a good way.
Yeah, it's one way.
Yeah, it depends on how long How long would he have to take to find out that information?
A day. It's arriving tomorrow.
If I have that option, I would certainly lean on that. Yeah.
Would you like to try and lean on your contacts?
Yes, I would.
Can you roll me from the court then a security roll?
I can.
I mean, security is is the council's best stat, I think.
That's one of
Yes.
them for sure, yeah.
Does that +1 apply currently?
Yes.
Okay. 2, 44.
Well, there we go.
That is a very high roll.
Mm.
That's a 12.
I mean, it says a lot about the group security.
Yeah, it does.
Not having it happen again.
You reach out to your contact networks and try asking around, especially to your personal contacts as well.
Yes.
So it doesn't appear that she's necessarily always gone to the same individual every time when it comes to her purchases, to your best of your knowledge. However, asking around your contacts, it does appear that one of the mines in particular, let's see, which one was it again? The Brimbeard's mine on the lower level is oddly slated for closure in the coming few days, which is unusual.
Okay. Sounds like a good place to check out.
To your best ability, this closure does seem kind of very rushed, which may indicate this is...
Yeah, she probably doesn't announce her arrival. So yeah, if she's coming and they're like, "Oh shit," then maybe
Being
it's
slapped together.
Yeah.
This might be also us.
It could also, it could be her expediting. It could be her going, shit, I need more crystals because these assholes are ruining all of our plans. I need
It
them
could be
now.
us, but remember that we never said which one yet to close because we don't know. So
Yeah, definitely what the mercenary's doing.
No, I mean in general. Like she's just suddenly gone, I need more crystals, and has told them, I'm coming now.
Yeah.
Like, she's freaking out because we killed her spy master.
Yep.
And so potential. So at least Vickers thinks it might be.
Yeah. I'll point that out and lean into the more socially minded, maybe to get some more info. Perhaps.
You know, one way of getting info is drinking and playing cards. Basically with minors. So say will go drink and play cards with basically these clans minors. To get some additional information if I can.
Okay.
And, you know, Shield also mind spending a little.
Sure, you can go ahead and try to drink, gamble, and see what you can find. That seems good.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got an appropriate role for this?
I have 2 proficiency in playing cards.
Then let's go ahead and let's say charisma-based role with proficiency from playing cards.
Sure. Let me just check that is.
That seems appropriate. So.
I guess that would be with disadvantage still.
Technically, it's still like a skill check you're rolling. So.
Okay, 16.
Okay. You sit down and drink and gamble. Turns out the miners do enjoy themselves quite a lot of drinking and gambling.
Yeah, still doesn't mind paying.
You don't mind paying her?
For the most time, if I lose.
How big of a pot are you willing to put in?
10,000 gold.
50 gold for the starter.
Okay.
That's a starter.
That certainly seems to get them more interested in having you at their table.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you do, as you're talking with some of the dwarves, you kind of catch a bit of conversation going on. You've seen how just much of a freak Grindelwald's being recently? Aye. Some damn fancy lass. She's apparently just showed up with a chest of platinum. Don't say. It's real? As far as I can tell. They bribed the place out. Don't know how Grindelwald does it. Always see me finding veins twice as thick as everyone else's. It would be good for him in a clan this year, though. Hey, lass, you in? Looks over to Dicio as it's your turn to play into the cards.
Oh yeah, I'm in. What was this with mine issue that you were talking about?
Grindelwald, he's one of the purveyors of the mines. Technically our boss too, though. Not right now.
Obviously.
Guy's got a sixth sense for finding deep veins. Mana veins every time in his case. Seems like he's found some kind of buyer. Apparently want to give special tours to them through the place.
A special tour.
Apparently.
That is surprising.
You're telling us to do that sort of thing, you would need a small treasure trove typically to interrupt business for a day.
A chest full of platinum, as you said.
They nod. Oh, we get a day off drinking and gambling apparently, and they get to do whatever they want. Take their prize picks, I guess, of the veins.
Interesting. And the guy is handling that all himself.
Grindelwald is, yeah. He's handling pretty much the whole mess. Him and some high shield girl. Ugh. Some arcane prospector from the High Shield clan. No trouble, but she's been hired on for some reason.
Could you be where that clan would be? If I need to go there? Give the mischievous smile of something is up there.
Yeah. Look, if you want to... They kind of like jot you down directions on how to get to the mine in question.
Oh, wonderful. I shall lose this 10 platinum here and leave.
If you're going down there, recommend covering your face in a wet cloth at least. The dust down there alone is going to burn your lungs.
Burn my lungs. It's a good hint.
Crystal dust does great work.
Oh yeah, it's that breathing issue, I guess, with you people. Yes, I'll inform about this. You are very, very helpful. I thank you for this delightful night. I will leave each of them a platinum for like my losses extra. So I don't know how many there are.
It's like 5 dwarves sitting around the table.
5 platinum on them.
Okay.
And then CL will go inform others about this information.
All right.
All right.
I had an idea.
Yes.
So we know what like what mine they're going into. And every mining operation, or every operation in general, has rivals. So I think Ceres is going to go pay a visit to, but like ask around. It should be pretty common knowledge to find out who this clan's rivals are.
The simple answer is going to be many, but
Yeah, but like one that's particularly
Powerful enough to actually want to do something about it.
Well, not even one. Maybe like one that's that just particularly hates them. Like there's a rivalry that I'm thinking. There's got to be some old grudge that I want to manipulate.
they're dwarves. They have books of grudges.
Exactly. So can first of all Ceres find out which clan she might be able to find that particularly hates these guys and probably has at least some idea on their operations.
Gindawal Ashbeard and his clan, you would know, have long had a rivalry with the Pewterfists.
Sounds like the Pewter Fists are gonna have a new friend.
Turns out they are both heavily involved. They are both heavily involved in the mana trade, and have competed for centuries, effectively, for customers.
Excellent.
Constantly waylaying for imperial contracts from the Empire on who's selling the highest quality of crystal.
All right. Well, Ceres will go pay them a visit.
Very well. You're heading to the Pewterfist clan house. The clan house can essentially be described just as a very busy, kind of just almost just warehouse of people, kind of teamsters moving around supplies. With at the back of it a very disheveled looking female dwarf with a clipboard. Barking orders around the room.
Wow, she seems like the person to talk to. Ceres is like the picture of a mage. She literally has like a grimoire on her side and a magical staff that leaves ice patterns on the floor.
Fancy robes, and is an elf.
And is an elf. And a ladrin at that. So
you can expect the dwarves to know the difference between the elves.
That's true. She's got pointy ears, so that's enough for them. But yeah, Ceres will beeline for this, dwarf that seems to be in charge. And she's going to take quite a firm stance and say, how would you like to do some business with me? Specifically to screw over those rivals of yours.
Rivals? Not sure who you're talking about.
I can't, as a player, I can't think of the name. But Ceres will say like the clan name.
That's the main person in here.
Yeah. So she'll say, Ashbeard. Gindervold Ashbeard. And his merry
Oh.
operation.
Don't you bring that son of a bitch's name in here.
Sarah smiles.
Helmwick, you're on the floor. I've got a customer. She calls over someone else, hands them the clipboard, and takes you back to another room.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of takes you inside, closes the door, and kind of leans back against it. What do you want, Elf? You got my attention.
She, like, eyes the woman. Says, well, dwarf. No one knows mines better than dwarves, and no better than dwarven miners. Your, esteemed colleagues have a meeting with someone that I very much plan to remove from this world. And I would very much enjoy doing so in the confines of their tunnels. You see, she's a mage, and in fact keeping her around the crystals would be a great asset to keep her in place. So, we want to minimize collateral damage as much as possible. And I have a feeling, based on your reaction to his very name, that you have an idea of exactly how we can get into those tunnels without him knowing.
He sighs slightly. His latest mining operation's a bit out of the way from all the rest, but there are ways in there, if you're determined enough.
Let's say very.
Leans back slightly. What kind of trouble are you thinking of causing? I'm not particularly one for causing too much of a mess around here, even though I do hate his guts.
This is why we want to keep things contained. We want to make sure that as much mess is contained to chambers where only we are involved. We can keep it all to a minimum. That is the best outcome.
Almost a shame.
She quirks an eyebrow.
Yeah. Look, if the place did cave in on him and it wasn't my fault, I would not be shedding a tear. But
Well, considering this mage is known for her affinity for fire, you might get your wish.
then I can dream. I know a passage inside, but she kind of looks you up and down. Question is why to give it to you?
Sarah smiles, and then shrugs. She says,
We have a business, aren't we?
we have business. You can tell that I am in the business of mana crystals, of having many of them, and I think you're in the business of, getting them. High quality ones, from what I hear.
Quality is important. Don't want to go around casting a fireball for it to fizzle on you. Or leave that acrid taste in your mouth that I know some mages report.
Ceres will nod. You get
Who am I exactly doing business with here?
She smiles and says, you can call me Ceres Talanio. The ambassador of Sorkai.
Bigwig here then. Apologies, My Majesty. I would have got you drinks out.
She like waves like a dismissive hand and says, if I wanted to drink with you, we would have done this discussion elsewhere. There's time for propriety, and discussing blowing up your rivals' tunnels is not really the time, I think.
Always time for a good drink. But, please. So, business. Ambassador Talanio, was it?
She nods.
I'm confirming I know a way in there. If you can set a good enough price for it. It's not business without some kind of transaction.
Sorry, 1 second. Ceres will smile and say, well, what's your price?
It looks you over. Well, since I really want to screw over my competition here, let's screw them twice over. How about this? A purchasing agreement. That all the crystals that you buy from us, or from this clan, come from us and not from them.
Ceres nods. Any crystals I buy from you, or from the clan, will come from your mines. But know that I know quality when I see it.
Oh, I'm sure you have the quality, but I mean, you said you're a bigwig. This could be a big contract here for both sides. Lots of profit and lots of quality to be given out. We've got a lot of supply. You want to try some?
This is the day before he arrives, isn't it? It's still so. There's a nod.
And she'll go over and bring out a rather sizable crystal to you. As you look it over, it's a very high quality grade 5 crystal. It's pretty potent.
Okay.
You get a pretty solid temporal shunt out of this thing.
Ceres looks dutifully impressed.
It's call it these days.
That's not so much her comment, but more Ceres' mind given her spell she knows. But
Yeah. All right.
see, quality.
Ceres nods.
Our competition will sometimes chuck out whatever they want. Get it out there. Lesser mages won't know, but doesn't work around here.
No. Ceres will shake her head and say, good quality crystals like this can be very useful for people like me. Very useful for things like constructs.
So, Miss Ambassador, could I potentially tempt you with some kind of trade contract?
She nods. Says it's good quality. Our own operations are middling. So for high quality things, yes.
It takes a lot of work to purify to this grade.
She nods. Says, I will certainly be happy to buy if they are of this quality. And in the future, higher.
As she takes you over to a writing desk, and if you agree, she's going to write out an exclusivity contract with her.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as our prices, I mean, perhaps Ceres can haggle a bit on the pricing. Get a good deal out of it.
You can try.
Ceres is pretty good at haggling.
You can roll a persuasion roll if you would like to.
I'd love to. I'm gonna use my inspiration on it. Wow. Rolled a 2 and a 3.
You work hard, and you sign off eventually, after some time, you sign off the best contract you think they're going to budge for.
Mm-hmm.
Though Ceres, perhaps in retrospect, after leaving, realizes that she may have not signed the most aggressive contract possible.
Seemingly, goodbye.
Seemingly the dwarves themselves being also quite persuasive in the business room. She will, however, as promised, also, however, give you instructions of a way you could get into the mine without the Ashbeard's knowledge.
Excellent.
Besides, she knows that part of the tunnel is flooded, and there is a aquifer connecting from actually one of her tiles from one of her mines through to that mine.
Perfect. Means we can get the drop on them.
It require a swim, but you can manage.
It sounds like we'll be able to get the drop on them at least.
She seems very satisfied with the contract that was signed.
Of course.
Ceres will be very happy.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, well. I tried. I can't help it. I think we need to stop rolling advantage rolls. They've not been doing well for us today.
Uh-huh.
Did you not know that means advantage to the enemy?
That's a trap,
Yeah. Oh, not Ceres has fumbled hers, but Isaac fumbled his. Advantage just isn't advantageous to us today.
I have a suggestion to Isaac, given the information that Seal brought in.
Yeah.
The spell Air Bubble. Druid spell. Cast at level 4 would give us all a sphere of clean air around our heads for as long as it lasts, which is 24 hours. No concentration needed.
I have looked at that spell, but DDS will have to decide if it's valid because it's from Astral Adventurer's Guide, which is like Planescape, not Planescape.
Spelljammer.
From Spelljammer.
Yeah.
I thought that was in the that's like a baseline spell normally.
I was thinking about some sort of like I know there's anti-life shell, and I seem to remember that there is like an air bubble sort of spell, but
yes,
there's not apparently.
There was something called Zone of Clean Air in 3rd edition.
I believe water breathing
Pathfinder.
was the same thing, but just a bit worse. And that's actually
But in this case, I think also about like the crystals, crystal dust in the
dust
air.
in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could allow usage of the air bubble spell to try and counteract the miasma that is the crystal dust.
Okay.
But obviously, though, let's have a look at. I need to just pull up the spell because I need. Obviously, yeah, it's not what I have access to on here normally.
Yep.
It's
So what? Is second level spell? Was that second level spell 1 creature 24 hours?
And if you upcast it, every level gets an additional 2. So at level 4, that would be 5. So all of us, basically.
all of us, yeah.
Okay.
And it's not concentrated, it's 24 hours, so I don't know how that interacts with the...
It just goes on.
It just
Yeah.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah. If you would use that, let's see. I mean, that would help on two fronts. It would mean since you're going through an underwater tunnel, basically you have no risk of drowning.
Yep.
And secondly, I would say it would give you advantage versus any saves versus the miasma.
That sounds good.
Sounds very useful. Eh?
Sounds.
I mean,
excellent.
regarding the underwater adventure, water breathing as a ritual would just cover us.
That would also work. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
The point
think
is
it's.
the point is this would do both, but water breathing would do one, obviously. So
Yeah.
Do I need this? Because I don't breathe.
What? Oh,
Like I don't breathe. So do I
it's
like need
valid.
this? Like this air bubble thing?
I would say yes, if nothing else, because when you speak, you're still going to be
Inhaling.
makes sense.
doing it.
Yeah, when you cast spells, you're gonna...
Yep. Okay.
Cinematic, yeah.
Yeah.
Or verbal, I mean.
Yeah, the verbal components. Hair needs to
Um,
pass over the vocal cords.
No, I will keep that in mind because that means for CL, I might adjust things slightly for CL because that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Because it's probably not going to be as much of an issue for CL as it for everyone else.
I also don't need to breathe if I want to not live very long, so...
That's true.
But you know, you don't. You have the option of stopping of breathing. I just don't breathe.
Yeah, I got you.
You know.
Yeah, I'd probably say in CL's case, if you're just traveling around, you probably don't need to roll saves versus the kind of crystals in the air.
Oh, I can already breathe underwater, but I guess it will be the crystals only the issue for me.
But obviously, the spell might help you still versus in situations where the dust is particularly thick in the air and you're having to speak.
Yeah, and regardless, we won't save a spell slot from you not needing it,
yeah.
so
Okay.
it's fine. I think
Doesn't really matter then.
if Sheep is fine with using that slot for
Yeah,
that day.
absolutely. I think it's very, very worthwhile.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with casting that spell. I mean, it's air bubble spell. Feels like it should be something druids know anyway. This doesn't seem like an issue.
Yeah.
As it turns out, druids don't really have methods to, for example, protect against environmental effects such as it being cold, which is very weird.
It's so
weird.
strange. It's so strange.
I guess there's like protection from energy, which gives you resistance, which covers environmental.
A very short time. Yes.
Yeah. It seems really weird that they don't oversight, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm happy if you want to if you want to repair some combination of air bubbles to fill up that need. So.
All right.
Yeah, I can cast that as a for the school.
Yeah.
I'll
Double
cover
up.
everyone.
Sounds like we are. The plan is set.
I could do some sneaky stuff and tail this guy, but I think we're fine. I don't want to get discovered, because that's always a risk. And I'm sure we'll find Ginderwald in there anyway, so I think we have our plan. So I guess we let was it Brom or Bran? I can't remember his name.
Brom.
Brom. I guess we let him know that it's that specific one then.
Yes.
Well, we assume with a high degree of accuracy could always be faint, I guess, but it seems very, very, very likely. So
It also means
We'll go
that
with
he doesn't need to close down the whole lot. He can just close down like that quarter or something.
yeah, it would minimize the damage to him because it's already closed down. So he just needs to keep people from noticing what's going on.
I mean, he'll be blocking off some paths like other people as well. But...
Yeah.
But
it's
the
just reducing.
shutdown means the miners themselves will be also not there.
Yeah.
At least the majority. So that helps a lot. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Unless anyone has any like spell prep or something.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Just my usual spells that I cast before fights, but
Yeah, I guess we do sleep one night, so I get my exhaustion off.
That's true.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can rest.
Presumably you'll sleep in town beforehand.
Yeah.
So
Can we,
you're not planning
pur-
to sleep in the mine overnight. So
can we purchase a hero's feast?
I don't know. It's a level 6 spell, isn't it?
Something.
you would need to be invoking contacts, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Is there an archmage who could really throw a party?
On
So-
short notice.
On short notice.
I still know
Fine.
that Hero Feast requires a gem-encrusted bowl worth 1,000 gold.
Yeah. It's a real fancy bowl. Like,
The incredible bowl.
Which also, that bowl is destroyed as part of casting the spell.
wow.
Fancy feast.
It's 1,000 gold just to fund it before you even get food. It's crazy.
Well, this is a hero's feast, so you should have a hero's ransom and money first.
Yeah, that's
so-
true.
I mean, you actually are getting closer to the point where asking for a Hero's Feast could be plausible if you're willing to spend the money on it.
I mean,
We're getting there.
It's just you don't necessarily have the contact here to suddenly call on one at a moment's notice.
no. Also, that would
Yeah.
probably be very noticeable. I feel like they don't get
I
done
think,
off.
yeah, I think they'd notice that one. Yeah.
Like, that would be calling upon the Dwarven clergy, which is a bit of... You don't really have connections there right now.
No.
It's fine. Just need to level up more. When Isaac do it.
In which case, though, the group will take another long rest.
Yes.
Tonight's special in the Granite Goblet is cheese stuffed mushrooms.
Mm,
Oh, no.
Hey.
fancy.
Look, it turns out they've got some very dry caves here, which are excellent for storing cheese.
Mm.
The cheese is only mildly irradiated by the mana.
Mmm. Delicious. I would eat some mana cheese.
As it turns out, this mountain kind of has two things in it for good at mining. Iron, which, fair, iron is always useful. And mana veins. Though mana veins are much deeper and more difficult, but yeah.
Yeah.
Two things the mountain really has, though.
Hmm.
Okay, then. The group then takes their rest. And the next morning, you can wake up, get yourselves ready. Though you perhaps already some of you are suffering from. Is it morning already? It's always a little bit hard to tell inside a dwarven hold.
Certainly.
No.
There's a bell that goes off like every 12 hours or so. But
Aha, I have keen mind. I know exactly when the time is.
you know what time it is outside. Everyone else just kind of has to listen to the bell every 12 hours. Which kind of just says, "Hey, guess what? You know, start of the next work shift out of free."
Hmm.
With the dwarves generally inside the hold functioning more almost like a 36-hour day. So
Mm. With no sun, it doesn't matter.
though it's always very confusing for those who decide to leave the hold. The merchants particularly. Yes, with that though, the group has their plan in place. Does the group want to go early towards the crystal mine, or do they want to wait for her to arrive first, or
Yeah, do we want to wait there, or do we want to follow them from behind so they can't get out? I'm sure there's many ways out though, so
Well, we're gonna go. We've got a way in.
Way out is going to be blocked by Bron and his merc.
right. So
Yeah.
so do you want to go inside and set an ambush before they arrive, or do you want to go reactive after they've gone in? Is the question.
I think an ambush would be good.
I think ambush them. We can go in.
Yeah.
I think if we can probably pay some urchin or something to just sit and wait at the entrance that she's going to be coming through, and just be like, When she arrives, come tell us.
I mean, cannot you just leave your cat in there and time to time just check from your cat?
How far?
Might dress him? No, because the distance is too far, I think.
I think some of familiars have miles in it.
If this is the mile, that's you could definitely leave that like.
That was 100 meters.
It depends, I guess.
I have to look.
While your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it.
Okay, so 100.
Yeah, okay, then that's definitely too far. It's going to be.
Yeah. So, no.
It can probably go further, but it can't actually talk to you. So
If
Yeah.
Vickers wanted to, of course, he could use his telepathy to try and to contact someone on the outside to spy for him. But
yeah, I mean that would be the easiest part. I mean, yeah, I think that would make the most sense because I can always recast it when we get the message to reconfigure the network. It only takes an action and a dice, which I have plenty of. So
Yeah. And we can pretty much like chill just before the mines, like before the miasma. And then when we get that, like, yeah, they're coming, like they're here, we can start making our way down, and then we can. That way, we don't need to make this con saves constantly while we wait.
yeah, if we get on it too early, we have to deal with all the
Yeah, exactly.
mana. Yeah.
so you want to see if you can. You want to see if you can kind of once you hear they're here, then start slipping ahead.
Yeah, squeeze
Yeah,
in. Yeah,
yeah,
basically,
so-
yeah.
Like wait where there isn't miasma.
Okay.
Because the idea being that like when they arrive, they'll probably be so busy with that they won't notice anyone else coming in.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
The group then waits and watches for a while. Vickers putting his special contact perhaps on Link for this.
Yep.
You wait, and you wait.
I will looking through my inventory. I have a lot of knickknacks that's been piling up, so I don't know where from this comes precisely. But I have 2 vials of paralyzed poison.
Oh, it's from
use-
the
Lamia.
Lamia, yeah.
I will use one of them to coat Zulsir in paralyzed poison.
Oh,
Mm.
good.
How long does that last?
No idea.
I think they just go on
Fix it,
until
yeah.
like a strike or something.
Generally, it's until you hit a creature or like 24 hours, I think. But
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds good to me. Let's do that.
she's going to be very pleased to hear that you used her poison.
Yes.
I think she
Uh,
wanted like feedback.
Yeah.
well,
Wait, didn't she want me to test stuff for her as well? Did she give me any of that? I feel like I have some.
The special project you're doing right now, she hasn't given you stuff to walk away with.
Okay, but soon perhaps. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, it turns out though, Amnos does have 2 doses of some of her poison. So
I will use one of them and carefully apply it to the blade of Zulsir.
Yeah, so like the wyvern poison, I just randomly looked whatever one up first. Yeah, poison can be applied to weapons, ammunition, trap components, and other objects that deal piercing or slashing damage and remain potent until delivered through a wound or washed off.
Great.
So, yeah,
in which case, I'll say Amnos will apply it after you finish the underwater segment.
yeah I feel
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
smart.
So then so you don't wash it off immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, it is some hours into the day of you kind of sitting around and waiting. When you suddenly get the ping, the mental ping saying that that the mine's owner Grindelwald has been spotted with a rather unusual cloaked woman heading deep inside.
All right.
She's here. Then I will re-establish the whisper, which will take a dice because I used a free one per day on the first one for 4 hours. Fine, I'm sure.
But they're on their way deep into the mines. It will take them some time to get there. And obviously, you guys can get a head start on them. But
And I'll recover that. I can do that once per short rest. So I have full. Yeah, so how long did it take for us to get down here from the entrance?
Sorry, explain what you're wanting there.
How long did we take to get down where we are? Like in the mine. Or sorry, we're doing that now.
Yeah, you're about to now to make your move.
All
then,
right, yeah,
so-
yeah, never mind. Yeah, let's do that then. Let's head down.
You head on down then. You find the spot that you mentioned, the exposed area of aquifer that leads deep, that supposedly you can swim through to get to your destination.
Yes.
Turns out, risk of drowning here, I believe, according to with someone's spell, it will be a 0.
Yep.
Hooray.
Yes. Isaac will cast that spell. Speaking of which, I need to actually make sure I prepare that spell.
In which case,
Go on.
the main danger of moving through the aquifer now is just time. If it takes you longer or shorter time.
Right. Oh dear.
But there is technically no true failure here. It's just time.
Time,
So,
yeah.
Group athletics, I think, to swim.
Do we know like how long it takes to get through the aquifer, like the underwater?
You don't know exactly how long. No. It's a distance.
I was gonna put myself in the portable hole, but I think I'll just.
Can I use
Yeah.
acrobatics to just walk on the walls and ceilings and stuff? More than not swim really.
Given you have permanent spider climb, yes.
And I also have this ring also.
That is also true.
Oh yeah. Wow, I actually rolled decent for my strength. -1.
I did not.
Mm,
But it's only
no.
half. It's only half, right?
Does our druid have a particular thing, or does the druid have a swim speed available to him somehow?
I
Probably
mean, he
does.
could have one available, but he also needs to keep his power for the actual fight. So he's gonna very awkwardly swim.
Okay.
Alright.
Yes.
Oh.
You're drowning. If
I mean, again, he
somehow-
can't drown, but he can. but he can just kind of awkwardly like just flail in the water.
Well, we
Seeing
have.
that, I guess Amonas will like stomp back, grab him by the collar, and just drag him behind him. He like walks in the bottom. of
The
this.
group is a little bit slow getting through this underwater segment.
Yeah.
But again, there is no risk of failure here because you can't drown or anything, so it's just time. Nobody had any short duration things running.
No.
No.
No, everything I cast is 8 hours.
Yep, that's fine then. So I will tick time forwards, though for you guys that doesn't matter too much, it just matters for where they're going to be located. So
Yeah. Indeed.
in which case, I'm going to go ahead and grab tokens.
You know, if you can turn into a fish almost at will, you're not gonna practice swimming.
Yeah. So I
Amonas just
wonder-
glares at him as he drags him through the water, not listening to his pathetic excuses.
How long did the resistance potion last? An hour?
1 hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
Maybe we should drink them soon.
I reckon once we get
Where we need to
through,
be.
once we get there, then we can chug them.
It's true. Or if we hear someone behind us. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because it means she uses horses. I'm sure she either the proprietor knows it's a way that we haven't seen, or she just could just whatever through it. So possible. Right.
Wait for the group to. I think everyone's loaded in actually because I preloaded the map.
Yeah.
You should be able to see your tokens in the bottom left section, though it's very dark.
Do you see? Yeah.
Yep, I see mine.
Okay. The group swims and swims for some time. Eventually, with Isaac being dragged up to the surface again, especially, though also to a degree Ceres as well. Eventually, you make it to the shallower part of the cave where you can start walking as you kind of come to shore in the new section of cave. As soon as you do so, the air is thick with just like these small scintillating little particles. You know whenever you're told those horror stories about walking through like places which have like old asbestos?
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine like magically radioactive asbestos everywhere.
Oh, good.
Excellent for the lungs.
Exactly. Mana crystal mines are not healthy for people. There's a reason that the dwarves are one of the only people who really pursue it in strongness. Either that or you need really good ventilation. But good luck doing that on a mine.
Yeah.
Deep mine at that.
It's possible, but the cost gets exorbitant. Given everyone here is a spellcaster, all of you can kind of just feel also the clinginess of the magic in the air. Any spellcasting here does risk, as you already were informed, but does risk potentially triggering a surge. But
Lovely.
you are free to make your way onto the shore and start to look around. Amneth, I think, is ahead here.
Yeah.
Let's chug those resistance
Yeah,
potions.
those resistance
Yeah.
potions.
Fire
Okay,
resistance goes.
Okay, so you're chugging the fire resistance now.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like
this.
we have time for an hour.
Yeah, fire shield seems like a good icon.
Excellent.
Yes.
It is extremely dark in the cave.
Even with dark vision, can't see.
With dark vision, you can see.
I have my goggles.
I'm
I
sorry,
have
it's not
my
enabled for you. Let me
angelic eyes.
add a special sight.
Yeah.
Blom,
will-
blom, blom.
It is.
Dark vision.
I believe it. You're gonna cast a spell here.
That's a good point. Maybe not.
Could have
No,
cast it before
Could have
got
cast it
here.
beforehand. Yeah.
It's
If it was
hours.
this dark, yeah.
Yeah, I would have cast the spell earlier.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the goggle dark vision is 60 feet.
I don't know why it's not automatically applying a 60 foot of dark vision.
Maybe if I move. No. Does it? Do I have it equipped? Yeah, it says I have it equipped. So
Let me just double check something.
You have it attuned also?
it doesn't need achievement. It's adventuring, which is nice.
I'll just apply it to like the token itself.
Vision range.
Ah,
There you go.
perfect. Yeah. Great. Thank you.
And Isaac needs dark vision as well, I take it.
Yes.
Remember to turn this off later, but that's fine.
Yeah.
There you go, you should be able to see now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Alright.
we'll start creeping in.
As you enter into the cave. It's very quiet at the moment, though you can it's quiet where you are immediately, though you can hear off to the side the sound of kind of clack, clack, clack. The kind of sound of like there's a very sharp like metal on rock sound where a pickaxe is being hit.
Alright.
This
From
direction over
this
here.
direction? Yeah, okay, yeah.
You can actually see from where you are, this tile, there's actually a ladder climbing up somewhere.
Okay.
Which you imagine might go up to some of the more like main bit of the mine.
Right.
Interesting.
You want to go around here?
The crystals,
Yeah,
as you can
just look at the corners.
some of the larger crystals as you walk past, you can see also glowing very brightly, meanwhile.
Here we're clean to the walls.
Like a spider.
Yes.
In the area up ahead, strange amounts of You go from like purely rocky cave to almost an area that seems to be overgrown with small bits of grasses and small flowers, despite being underground with no light.
That's weird.
How
You
is
hear
that?
about the
possible?
crystals do weird things.
Is that a weird crystal thing? Does that happen?
You can roll nature.
Given I worked in a mine, have I ever seen this before?
You know crystals can do very weird things to the environment.
Right, but not specific.
But
Yeah.
Isaac, you know exactly what's going on here. It does appear that between the mutagenic nature of heavy, dense amounts of arcane crystals and the way the plants that are here, you think that the plants down here have developed to kind of just feed off the radiation of the crystals in a similar way they might feed off sunlight.
Interesting. Life finds a way.
Uh-huh.
There is a lot of energy in the crystals, after all. So, yeah. Isaac does also recommend do not eating the plants down here.
Sounds good.
Alright, well, out here. More glowy stuff.
Onwards, Vickers.
You see a very glowy alcove off to the right-hand side, and what appears to be a pool of water in front of Amanus, followed by more cave.
Gingerly step over the pond.
As Amanus gets there, just stop things for a second. As you're kind of clanking along through the cave here, stomping over the various plants. One of them starts wrapping slightly around Amanus's boot.
No! Bad plant.
Amanus, can you please make me a dexterity saving throw?
Yes. Give me a sec.
Frankly, as a paladin, you don't really have a bad save, but
Would this count as me being attacked by something?
I'm gonna say yes.
Alright. Is this plant equal to half my level?
It would be under half your level.
Alright, in that case, it will immediately burn with charisma damage because Armor of the Black Lord just fries it a little bit, I guess. And then I'll do the dex save.
You can still roll me a reflex saving throw, but yes, I will take a note of that. That's relevant.
That's a nat 1.
Nice.
And as it wraps around you, even though it does get slightly burnt by the armor of the Black Lord,
Mm-hmm.
the vine wrapping around your boot does cause you to trip over face first into the kind of grasses and flowers and mushrooms below.
Treachery!
Releasing a large poof of toxic spores.
Bro.
Fine, I have my air bubble.
The air bubble will help you here, as you can then roll me a Constitution saving throw at advantage.
They're also a paladin, so it's not like poisons bother you for too long.
Poison is not a problem necessarily for me, no.
Or is it like completely disables you then maybe? Oh wow.
20.
Probably alright.
You would take half of that. "13 points as the vine then gets burnt away by your armor.
Yep.
As you pick yourself up from the pile of mushrooms you landed in.
Looks back.
Vic is
at the
asking
others.
you in your mind, what was that?
Watch out for the plants. They grab you. As he gets up, trying to preserve some of his dignity.
Plants dangerous. Got it.
Isaac,
Yeah. No.
You also notice there's a strange. You get a strange feeling that really only you notice, but it's that familiar feeling of like elemental power moving around you.
Mm.
You feel like there may be primal creatures about.
That is strange. Feeling primal creatures moving around. I would not have expected them in a place such as this. But I suppose if the plants can adjust, maybe the elements can too.
Well, maybe he's using them somehow for his yields.
Maybe.
Also, I'm not sure you have dark vision, don't you? Yeah.
Yes.
You see something kind of shiny to the south, as you see a kind of glow of like a little bit of light start shining out of nowhere, kind of like a mesmerizing rainbow almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of pretty, but also kind of blinding enough that you kind of have to like look away from it for a moment.
Okay.
Says something that Anna has to look away from it.
Hmm.
Then it
Where
kind of dies down. You see it to the south. I'll show you in a second what exactly it is. But it seems to kind of shimmer a bit and move. Some kind of strange, slightly amorphous, tendrily thing.
Okay.
I'll reveal the picture to you, though I'm not going to name what it is. So if you recognize it as a player, that's up to you. You know, you can be amused.
Sure.
I think Amnes would know what this is.
Amanas doesn't know much.
Yeah, that's kind of a running theme.
Yeah.
No offense to His Majesty. But
he's more a man of action and less a man of books. Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite.
How does anyone not know what that is? The most iconic of creatures.
as you see, it's scintillatingly kind of crawling around down there.
One of the best enemies in D&D.
Maybe we should go up the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was
We need-
also thinking about
We need to
that.
leave immediately.
Yeah. Fuck this.
This is the dreaded flail snail.
Fucking look at it.
I don't. Oh,
It's chromatic.
Chromatic flail snail.
has it noticed here?
I don't know.
Please.
It doesn't seem to have reacted to you yet.
We need to go through here, though.
Do we? We can go the other way. There's a stair over there.
But that's not where we're going.
How do you know where we're going?
I don't know. Where are we going?
Well, there was noise. So there was noise of like mining up the ladder up here.
Yeah. So we should probably take care of actual people or slash witnesses first.
Yeah. Let's forget the flail snail.
I'll forget the flail snail for now, but I'll come back for you later, flail snail.
Yeah, we'll deal with the flail snail later. Freaking flail snails.
That was someone sitting around. It rhymes. It's a monster now. That has to have been the creative process of that thing.
That is some napkin.
Yeah.
Naming while they were in a bar drinking.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Give me your best names.
Yeah. Like
Owl bear. Sure.
All right, what about a snail? What about a flail snail? That's it. Done.
Yeah, flail snail.
Write it down.
I listen at this ladder here.
It's a snail with
Are they-
flails.
Are they directly above the ladder, or are they like how close is the sound? I know I'm kind of
Sounds-
echoey here.
It sounds like this ladder leads straight up into like a central mining area. You can hear quite a lot of like conversation going on.
Ah, perfect.
Is this where we would need to be?
You
That's the
imagine there's probably these like a central area inside the mine where there's a lot of people working.
You know?
Yeah, I don't think we need to go there, do we?
Well, no one should be working. Wait, central mine as in...
Central part of this mine.
Yeah, so no one should be working here.
It doesn't sound like someone's working. Right
They
now.
closed it all off, remember?
Alright, you want me to scout it out?
Yeah.
Shall I... Hang on. Because... we can.
You can give me if you have like a lower one.
I don't.
Oh, okay. I'll take that then.
But it'll be good for a while.
Alright. So Sarah's cast said I will alight upon the ladder and try and sneakily get up.
Go ahead.
Do you want me to roll a stealth check?
You will want to roll a stealth if you want to be not
Yes.
unheard.
Will this invisibility give me advantage?
It makes you impossible to be seen.
Yes, but you're gonna have to just roll stealth for the
Yeah.
The
hearing.
normal. Okay, sure.
So, yeah, it's impossible to
24.
be seen without aid of magic.
Oh.
Can be detected by noise, but yeah. But they're, like, mining, so... an inactive conversation. Hard.
As Vickers climbs up, unheard as far as you can tell, and he does see a small number of miners currently working away, though far less than you think than this place normally would have.
Right.
This entire place scintillating with crystals, and Vickers kind of feeling a slight tingle in the back of his throat from just the density in the air of crystal matter.
Yeah. If I can inch out here. So this place is fully lit then.
Yeah, there's enough like gentle glows and everything that the entire place is dimly lit at least.
Alright, so I cast I can see this thing.
You can. There does appear to be some kind of dwarven golem at the door.
Okay. If I'm basically relaying like telepathically, like there's what 1, 2, 3, 4 miners here. There's a weird. Does it look similar to the ones that we have? The constructs?
It's made of stone. It's a construct.
Yeah, stone constructs. Seems to be blocking the way in. Okay. Let's see. Is there any like conversation going on down there?
Yeah, there are conversations going on all over the place.
If I can get close and do I know enough about last Ceres? Like stone constructs don't like see through magic, right? They just are resistant.
I mean... what would Ceres know?
I mean, she knows about the ones back in the tower. And, like, they were outright immune to most forms of magic, but they weren't, like, they didn't have special things versus, like, invisibility.
Alright.
They're just immune to magic, which makes them rather useful in a place full of tons of magic.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna use my... There's a stairs down or up here?
Technically down.
Alright, I will go that way.
I think I mean, maybe, but...
I have limited time here, so
yeah.
try and get my way down here. See what's happening.
Yeah, because the invisibility will drop off after a minute.
Yeah. So, are these crystals any different than the ones we've seen so far? Or like, are they
Bigger.
right? Bigger. These seem to be pretty the mother loads.
They're fairly big, though they don't look very pure to you.
Okay. Right, he's seen that. He's using his cunning action here to increase his move speed. Or I guess he would use it to hide if he needs to. And then he has his normal movement. I need to get close here, so I need to get close enough to eavesdrop on down there. So how close do you think I would need to get?
probably right up to the wall, probably there.
Like here? Yeah.
As Vickers, you're moving up, and the thick dust in the air of the man of shards in the air.
Yeah.
Can you please roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah. Does the bubble give me advantage?
You will get advantage from the air bubble.
Okay. The 22.
You do not go into a coughing fit.
All right.
You manage to stifle what cough you have and avoid too much issue. You kind of get over. And you hear a pair of individuals currently talking away. One of the miners and a dwarven woman who you recognize, I believe. So how far does your keen mind reach?
Month, I think. Let me
Month
see.
back?
Keen mind.
Past month, okay.
You were accurate recall anything you've seen or heard within the past month, yes.
Vaguely familiar, but you can't put your finger on it necessarily.
Okay.
You feel like you recognize her.
Right.
As they're discussing back and forth. But the conversation roughly kind of going on the lines of, hey, Prospector, how long do we actually can go back in? Kind of itching to dig up a payload. Hush. Grindelwald has their guest in. Now is not the time. Yeah, I get that, lass, but you said yourself, you've never seen such a pure chunk before. It's very pure, but it's not us. That's going to the client. That lass even know how to extract it, but she's never worked a day in her life. The dwarven prospector then shrugs. I don't know. These humans are weird. I never know what to do with them.
All right.
She was ballsy enough to come down here basically uncovered, despite the fact it would kill most people. Because of hers. You also notice that she seems to have a glowing rune gently on the back of her hand, similar on the one that's on the golem.
Okay, so
Because she is in control of whatever this golem is. So.
yeah, presumably so. Okay, you relayed that back. I presume then I'm running out of time, so I probably need to get back.
Oh, yeah, your invisibility ran out about 12 seconds ago.
Oh, great.
That's unfortunate.
Right, I got to dash behind these crates, I guess.
You're kind of behind the crates right now. So.
All right. Well. Oh, I didn't mean to click that.
Get back here.
How did I get there? Okay. Yeah.
Initiative?
Yeah, well, I haven't been seen yet, right?
I haven't seen you yet as you're kind of ducked behind crates.
All right. It seems this is where we need to be. So if you want to come up. I'll see if I can create a distraction for you.
Yeah, I'll sure come up.
I'm going to create a distraction. Well, you see, this might be a super bad idea. You said teleportation spells don't work well, but short range is fine?
If you keep it relatively short, it's fine.
Okay. Let's see, what do I have available to me? I can teleport, but that's unreliable. So it could go very wrong or very well. But that sounds kind of fun, so I want to do it. So he's gonna manifest one of his blades, and he's gonna throw it past. Well, he's gonna attempt to throw it, and we'll see how far I throw it, because that's the first thing.
Throw it where is going to be the question.
Let's see. You manifest one of yours. I'll actually just say it out here. Manifest one of your psychic blades, expand the psionic die and roll it, and throw the blade at an unoccupied space you can see up to a number of feet away equal to 10 times the number you rolled. So I guess I can know how far before I choose.
Sure.
So I will do that first. Then, yeah, so D8. So 7 times 10, so I can go 70 feet. Now I assume that's too far. I don't know what the limit is on the short range.
You don't know. You don't know how far is a safe distance exactly.
Yeah, I will. Well, let's actually measure out how far I want.
So you tell me where you're going.
I want to go past the golem first of all into that room. I didn't do that. How do I get rid of this? I want to measure, and I'll tell you exactly because I can only go from where I can see. So I want to go here. No. Can I get behind that cart from where I can see?
You can try.
I will attempt to. So the blade flies past, and then
Vicus,
yes.
please give me a D100.
All right. Well, whatever happens is going to be a distraction. 67.
67, you do say?
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Depends on the table.
That's how many feet I go into the ground.
You're off by 67 degrees.
Oh, I'm in the cart. I'm one with the cart now.
As you move very quickly, appearing here,
Yes.
and as you do so, the psychic energy seems to burst outward slightly in a small rainbow.
Oh, lovely. That is a distraction.
Hey, it's Pride Month. Ta-da!
Here, one moment. I'll even give you the same thing I gave to the flail snow.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Sparkly! Yay!
now he's chromatic.
And you'll just be
Queen,
like,
let's go.
no! Also, oh shit, what's happening?
It turns out all the dwarven miners and Gringo High Shield all definitely notice,
Wow.
as does her golem.
Well.
But they're distracted, surely, for a surprise attack from behind.
As we all bundle up the
Does the rest of the group want to be transponded to the top of the ladder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's time to go. Oh.
I'm in the wall. Ah!
Get him!
Remember your D8s for Gift of Alacrity.
Oh yes, good point.
On
The
initiative.
most electricities.
Most alacrity of
Electricious.
alacrian.
How much? D8?
D8. Yeah. I shouldn't have just pressed. Come on, give me the button. There we are.
Well, hey.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Vicus is somewhat distracted by all of his own rainbows.
Oh
Oh.
no. Is that just a visual effect? Doesn't actually do anything? Or-
It means you're emitting light currently.
Oh, guys, plan.
Mm.
That is literally just you're emitting light, though it may make stealth rather difficult.
I guess we'll see.
Burn, baby, burn. It's a disco inferno.
Often the opposite stealth is also stealth by being so noticeable that everyone else is hard to find.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't roll that terribly then, actually.
We did pretty okay.
We
The
did pretty
1d8
okay.
certainly helped me.
It did me as well. I got an extra 3 from it. That's
I need to move here.
done a
I
decent
would have
chunk.
missed a step. Should have been Circle of Ancients.
Ah, you know.
Then again, I might teleport really weirdly, so maybe not.
Well, I'm a bit worried about that myself. But I've got like a fancy Misty Step, so I don't know.
Oh, I'm a further south.
What?
I see I'm first to start.
You are.
Go, go, go.
I guess I skitter through these walls.
Hit that bitch with everything you got.
Sure, let me just get there. Going up the walls, going there, seeing the Kirgana, then I shall strike her with, I guess, with a spell then. Hopefully this goes well. And I shall cast Phantasmal Force on like here.
That's fine. Okay.
So intelligence saving throws. For
Interesting.
both of them.
So they need intelligence saving throws.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh
Uh,
dear.
Both of them fail. Both of them see some kind of phantasmal ghost rise from the floor and attacks them. Having these like naturey leaves around it.
So what's this actually do to them?
Quite a lot. In short terms, they are under illusion that does a psychic damage them, and then they think the creature is real for them.
Okay then.
And they think also things that the creature does, they might kind of think that it's just dots and so on if they miss.
I mean, clearly the correct answer here then. Given these creatures.
Yeah, and they have to make investigation check to against my abilities. Yeah, I will also roll the d6 of psychic damage. There we go. 2 psychic damage.
Ah, his brain. He swings his pickaxe wildly. I don't think it does much with the phantasmal illusions.
No, it just goes past with the spirit that arrived.
Amonis.
All right, I need to move here and then head down here. Up in the business of this dwarven sentinel. Up here, I shall, let me see. 30 feet. Measure that out. So anyone in that will then have to make me a wisdom saving throw, as he will use an action to call down phantasmal terrible lightning from Solskjaer, striking him and infusing everyone with dreadful terror of the storm of awesomeness that's coming.
Yes.
The DC is 17.
No. No. No.
Wow.
And they are frightened. I don't know if the golem can be frightened. I assume not.
I believe it cannot be.
But that has brought us some measure of crowd control here.
As you are now also crackling with lightning.
That's right. Additionally, I will cast a bonus action to cast spiritual weapon. I just bonk at this sentinel because we need to get through here.
Could you roll me a d20?
Yes. 7.
Could you also roll me a d100?
Sure. 70.
70. 70. Interesting. A spiritual weapon does in fact appear.
Hey.
However, there is also a bit of a discharge of energy from the nearby crystals beside you.
Sure.
As suddenly magic discharges out from them, and
Why?
So the crystals react even to divine magic. Then.
mm-hmm.
Did they react to my illusion magic?
What's that?
Did they react to my illusion?
I don't think they
I
did.
have a feeling you were out of range of some.
Might be.
Maybe I was in the glue of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are in the glowy aura of some of the crystals right now.
Yes, the spiritual weapon will bonk at the golem.
So you make me invisible.
Bonk
You
it.
are,
Frightened.
you are currently invisible.
18 to hit.
Oh, could you also add frightened for me? Because I failed that save.
Frightened?
Yeah, but for the save thing. For your thing. Does it affect allies?
It doesn't affect allies, no.
Oh, it doesn't.
No,
Oh.
it's friendly.
Oh. Okay, cool.
That hits.
That's what I used. All right, wonderful. 9 force damage.
Ow.
There we are.
You scratch the golem.
Yes, I am done. Trying to get his attention. I think Amenas would have called back. The crystals are interfering. Watch where you stand.
You should all be able to see a nice little glowing halo around many of the crystal composites.
Yes. Very pretty map.
This map has more light source than I think I've ever used on a single map.
It's holding up.
I think this map has a total of 106 light sources.
I remember
Jesus.
when we built Horn of Abaddon and broke Malika's computer.
Thankfully, this is far more optimized for using light sources.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's done a lot
Those
better.
were days.
It's walls and like collisions that it starts to performance lag.
I did my best of drawing a lot of walls being very low res walls.
Yeah, long walls is the key with Foundry from what I've seen.
Isaac?
I'm muted. Isaac is. Would you say this area is tall enough to cast Call Lightning in?
I mean, the room is like 15 foot tall.
15. It's gonna be a very, very narrow, very short, very low flying cloud, I guess.
But there is like room in here for some aerial stuff.
Sure. Then he will cast a 5th level Call Lightning just to really get these crystals going. Why not?
Can you please also roll me a d20?
9.
Can you please also roll me a d100?
3. Oh no.
Oh,
That
no.
is incredibly low.
Oh,
that bad or good?
No.
We'll find out.
Entertaining, I think, is the answer.
Yes.
Well, So, your core lightning will go off. We'll resolve that first before the discharge happens.
All right.
So
Core
please,
lightning.
let's see your spell then.
Find it in this huge list. I'm doing all my spell tracking in D&D Beyond, which does not help me here. There it is. Core lightning as a 5th level, and I will pop it right on top of this golem.
Bzzz.
The entire cave is covered by like a darkish mist that is the cloud.
This
That
effect is so angry.
Wom.
Oh
It
my
is
god.
so overbearing.
That is.
Fear us.
It says it's 10 foot tall. This room is bigger than 10 feet. Yeah, this works.
All right, sure.
60-foot radius. My god.
And the angry cloud will shoot down at you know, who looks the angriest out of the people that Isaac can see?
Isaac? Dude's pretty angry.
All right, gotta keep the kings back here. So he will get a lightning struck. DC 18 dex save.
You could always like lightning strike this square and get them both.
Yeah, I wanna prove a point.
Prove a point. What?
No.
He fails. He takes 14 lightning damage.
Ooh.
Actually, that should only be 11 because the extra 3 is if it's outside in stormy conditions, which is definitely not. And then Isaac's gonna use a bonus action to turn into a scorpion.
Also, because you had a wild discharge.
True. Oh, fine. You know, just adding to the atmosphere.
Now it's lightning. It's lightning fireball. It's lightning fireball.
Burn,
It's a
baby,
lightning.
burn.
Okay.
It's
Disco
cast a lightning
Inferno.
spell, so
Have fun back there.
enjoy.
Oh no.
Who knew that this might backfire? Literally.
This,
Why did you step out of the light.
you're standing right next to a pile of crystals.
I mean that would be dex saves for Ceres and Isaac here.
I'm wondering if I counterspell. Can I counterspell this?
Yes, technically you can counterspell it.
But doesn't that also have a chance to fail?
Yes, it
Wildly.
would. You're also in the light.
You are standing in a crystal light.
Then
How
you let
could
them
it
have like
possibly
3
get
fireballs.
worse?
Just nuke. Oh god.
Fuck's sake. So the question is, do I take a 3rd level fireball to the face, or
Or do you
do I
risk
risk
creating
a
another
surge?
surge? Surge is not guaranteed, because each time I'm asking for a d20 roll, essentially, if you get like an 11 or higher, no surge at all.
You know what? Just do it. Just do
You
it.
have resistance to fire.
But
I
it's
do
not
have-
fire. It's a lightning fireball. Because if the
Is it-
spell you cast
Oh,
is elemental, it deals the same.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Fuck.
Okay. Then
You know what? Screw it.
Yeah.
It's Ceres. Her reaction will be to counterspell.
Very well. Will you cut? Have you got a counterspell for 3rd level spells available?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I was just pressing the button.
Perfect. As you cast that, please roll the d20.
Hey!
Not only do you successfully cast a spell, it does not surge.
Ceres has actual control over her magic, unlike some of you.
We'll
Listen,
see.
I've never studied what I do.
As the fireball does not go off on Isaac's position. Though Isaac can see, and actually most spellcasters can see, like all the crystals in the cave are currently all getting very excited by the sheer amount of electricity in the air.
I'm excited too. So
Isaac's fairly sure you could probably cause some detonations if you really wanted to aim the lightning bolts in certain places.
maybe.
Anyway, you want to spend a bonus action or something?
Bonus action scorpion.
Of course. Is this a wild shape or a polymorph? Because that technically is a separate button for me.
That is a wild shape.
Right. Not Nyx. Scorpion. Scorpion.
Now this is starting to look like a classic 80s metal album cover, honestly. It's fire explosions, lightning, scorpions bursting out.
Yeah, my scorpion's gone.
I got it. Don't worry.
If only the scorpion could be a metal robot scorpion somehow.
Ah, like a
Yeah.
steampunk scorpion? That would do it. That would
Well,
do it.
no, just chrome.
Just
chrome
chrome,
scorpion
just
shooting
pure
lasers.
chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And-
the cover to Painkiller.
And barrel forward here. To really show these miners that maybe they should leave. You know. Also, can we somehow reduce this effect?
I have turned
Oh,
down the
my.
effect, so it's not quite as powerful.
But it's not as
It is.
powerful.
Ooh, okay. Alright, lightning infused scorpion shooting fireballs on himself. That is my turn.
There you go. Now it's like a very weak lightning shot.
That's better.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Sorry, there's just pandemonium going on clearly already.
How convicted to their cause do these miners look?
They look like probably not the most convicted. Like they're just very confused and in shock right now of what's going on.
All right. Ceres would like to try and save spell slots. So, in the vein of spell slot management, she's going to try and convince these guys to leave. Hopefully using that that lightning bolt to their friend as part of her warning. She'll like shout out. She'll shout in Dwarvish. She knows Dwarvish. Miners, our fight is not with you. If you leave, will not pursue you. We don't need to be involved. Like, shouting over the mess that is the lightning.
You can roll a persuasion roll.
D4. Okay. I'm reasonably happy with that. I'm reasonably happy. So
Some of them seem to kind of look to you and kind of look to the mess going on right now and how much the mana crystals are kind of looking like they want to go nuts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm trying to think of which ways to go now. I suppose down here.
Into the sweet embrace of the crystals.
Can I go here? Is that valid?
No, there's not enough room there.
You know what? Fine. Ceres likes crystals. That'll do. I imagine doing that as an action, like calling out
Yes,
as an action.
it was.
So, yeah. Okay.
She would also take the 2 psychic damage from earlier.
What was that? Sorry, it's really hard to hear you.
You're really
Isaac.
She
quiet.
would also take the 2 psychic damage from the earlier from the phantasmal illusion. It's actually from my round and not from their round, but yeah, it's just 2 damage.
She is very confused and has suddenly been like magically frightened. And technically is forced to run away. Because Amonis's fear effect.
Yeah, it's very scary.
Hello, Vickers. Technically required to flee, so she flees.
Wait, do I not get an opportunity attack?
You can take one if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want her to run off the map. Seems like that's just
Well, she is. She's doing exactly that. So
Yeah, no, I want to actually hit her. So I will hit her with Dagger of Ecstasy. If I can attack her with that. I assume she saw me? Or did she notice me?
yes,
Okay, then normal roll. Ah, it's a miss anyway.
that is not enough.
That's fine.
As
Ah.
as the dwarven lady makes her leave.
That's unfortunate. I didn't realize there was more. I thought it was dead.
Excellent.
Vicus,
Yeah,
how dare you try to stab a lady?
that's a miss.
Technically, gives you one higher. That is still a miss. Natural ones aren't going to do that much.
No.
You're looking pretty disconcerted though by like the whole, storm going on.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Slightly worrying. Vickers can see another dwarf is now fleeing away from the scene.
Alright, so if I stand here, like, where do I see her? Like, where is she?
She is magic. She's being compelled to flee.
Right, but can I see her from here?
Yeah, she's down the corridor.
I mean, I'll take an attack of opportunity to like get one step down and try and throw stuff at her. I don't really want her to get away. Oh, so is this going outside the mine? Like,
That's going outside the mine towards where you have a certain set of mercenaries currently.
oh, okay, sorry, I thought it was further in, so that's fine. That's where we want them to go. Then I will
Yeah, that's
my
leaving
way
the mine that way. So
around here. I assume then. I don't know how those. I assume she can't command it if she goes too far, maybe. Hopefully. This miner needs to get off my back though. So gonna strike at him. That's a miss. Wow. Bonus action offhand with the stake I have. Dagger stake thingy. That's a natural one. All right.
You can
Well,
join-
natural ones
you
again.
can join sheep in the double natural one.
yeah, that sucks. What else can I do? Nothing. All right, I'll stay here, and I also need to go. So
It's okay.
I will chat to you folks later.
Yeah, have a good day,
Bye.
Wade.
Thank you.
The sentinel turns, looks at Amonith.
Greetings, robot. I shall be your opponent. Ow.
Oh.
Alright, well.
I guess double damage.
Yeah. He will get burned. If that's double damage, I'm down.
Oh, that is a doubled version.
Okay.
Whew.
He will take 5 damage back from Armor of the Black Lord. No, he won't, because he's probably not half my level. Sorry, I
Yeah,
keep saying that.
he's over half your level.
Yeah,
So
never mind. Ow. That hurt.
and he'll take his multi attack for a second swing.
Now I'm down.
Huh.
After being double critted. Oh no, I'm not. Okay.
Jeez.
So
I'm
we
still up.
rolled 1 and 1, and the GM rolls 20 and 20.
Great.
Yeah.
It feels
As
like my campaign.
As the golem just slams down on Amanus and then slams Amanus into a wall.
Yeah, you hear rumple like there's screeching as the armor buckles. As you see blood flow out from him as he grips, steadying himself on Solskjaer and just.
See, if it was anything else but a golem, I would have probably temporal shunted one of those. But like, it's a golem. It's like immune to magic. I can't.
Forced to run away from Amanus.
Oh boy.
Miss Vampire.
Oh boy. I will.
But I mean, it's not. Unfortunately, guys, there's not a lot I can do about 2 natural 20s. So
I mean, there's actually something I could have done.
I will travel down
Maybe.
to touch Amanus to give you a healing. Let's see. Let me give you level 4 healing.
All right. Take it.
give you back a critical hit's worth.
Yeah.
Well, partially.
Then I shall travel to the ceiling and the walls to the other side. Mainly with my rest of my movement. To flank the golem, I guess.
Is that the end of your turn?
I shall also give Bardic Inspiration for Amanus as my bonus action. That's my end of my turn.
This guy is still inside of your illusion.
Oh yeah, the D6.
Don't worry, trust him. He's going to get this swarm of rats all over him out of here.
Sure.
Die, rats!
Some of the rats die and some of them appear again.
Ah! He seems to be occupied.
I'll done some lay on hands on myself here. That seems wise. Yeah. I've done things from before. Hang on, I'm counting. 32. All right, I'll spend 30 to heal myself up.
Okay.
65 leaves me. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. I'll smack him. I need to try to smack him. That's not gonna hit probably.
No.
Solid 2 was rolled. See if I can do a 1. Alright. That might hit.
That definitely does.
I was gonna say, Ceres can see you. And Ceres.
No, save that in case he crits me again.
Okay. Alright.
I'll rather have crit protection because
Ah.
good lord. 11 damage. Was unfortunately. I'll burn a low-level smite on him, I suppose. For additional 13 radiant.
If you want, you can use the Bardic for damage also.
It's true, but I want to keep that as well in case shit goes down here. With that, I am done.
This miner who got struck by lightning before kind of freaks out slightly. Gonna move here. Grab hold of a large chunk of mana crystal and hold it above his head to try and protect himself from lightning.
That's
Like
gonna
an
work.
awful idea.
Oh, it will be, but he knows. But trust him. He has an idea. Do not trust him. It's a bad idea.
I mean, is your mana crystal gonna stop a scorpion claw, Mr. Miner?
Snip,
As
snip.
Isaac will snip. Attempt to. Claw. Actually, how many attacks do I even get? I should not just assume. Giant storm. Multi-deck, 3 attacks. Look at that. Get all of them. 22 for 9,
Snip, snip.
followed by 15. Is
Yep,
that a hit?
he's unarmored, so well, he's not unarmored, but he has only a little bit of armor. So.
Oh, he would also be grappled, so I would have advantage on that. Let me see if I get a crit. I do not. For another 10. Followed by Stinger.
Oh.
Never mind. Gonna gently put him down.
I mean, I suppose, am I putting him asleep or am I putting him dead?
Yeah, just put him to sleep. He's getting bludgeoned by claws. And then I can't reach the golem. But I can attempt to hit him with lightning, see if that does anything. Sure, bonus action to call down another lightning strike, which by the way is 5d10 because I cast it at 5th level, which the spell doesn't automatically do. So, dex save if he cares about the damage.
As it comes down and double checking. Do you care about the lightning bolt?
I mean, technically, it's the storm cloud that's conjured. Lightning is real.
Technically speaking, he actually can be affected. Okay. You say dex save.
Yes, DC 18. That is a failure. He takes 4 damage as lightning strikes, like, there, basically. And he takes 29 lightning damage.
That chips a tiny bit of stone. Cyrus?
What way did High Shield go?
What's that?
What way did High Shield go?
South. Off the map in the direction of where your
Like that
mercenaries are currently waiting.
What? Where? Like that south?
Yes. She has left the mine because she's fleeing from Amanus.
Yeah. Okay.
She was guarding the entrance in, so
Guarding the entrance in. Guarding the entrance in. Okay.
well, she was, before you guys came in from behind the entrance.
Yeah. Yeah. Naturally. Hmm. Yeah. The miner. Okay. Cyrus is going to step here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll stay here. Yeah.
Gonna go ahead and try to grab hold of Vickers here. Trying to arrest this man who's trying to stab him with a knife.
You're under arrest. Does hit Vickers.
Doesn't meet his armor class.
Mm.
So, yeah, we'll say that's currently a grapple going on.
All right, being grappled. Seize him.
As what Valky comes back to next time is that his character's been arrested.
Yes. Put in the slammer.
How would you like Vickers to respond to being grabbed?
Probably stab him.
Very well.
Vicious stabbing.
Stab her.
Probably hit. Hmm.
That should be higher than that. That's still not enough. Okay. And Vickers has another attack he can make, so. Yes.
Nice.
Jonas, you pick. Does he kill or knock unconscious?
I mean, he'll probably knock unconscious if I know Valky correct. It's an odd sense of conscious.
The golem would like to say hello to Amulet.
No, be gone. Ah, miss. $21. That would meet my armor class. However, can I use the inspiration for AC, or is that another college?
I think it's a different college, but
Yeah, I don't think it's.
College of Valor, maybe? I forget.
For damage, for save, for skills, for healing. You could use your attack rolls, but not the enemies.
Fair enough. Then something I have not used in a very long time and kind of forgot I had, but going through my inventory reminds me of stuff. Some van braces that I have will flare up as I will reaction cast shield on myself.
as you block the stone golem's fists.
Yes. Me now having 26 AC until the end of my next turn.
Juicy.
The golem is then going to go ahead and try to activate one of its other abilities it's got. Then in that case,
The
No.
anti-shield.
no, we won't be against Amulet. It's going to be against the person above it. Hi, Theo.
Hello.
As it kind of looks back towards you, and with that, you feel the power of Earth begin to try to constrict around Ciel. Can you make a Constitution saving throw? DC 17.
I'm within.
Have
10
fun with
feet.
that. I don't know if you're within 10 feet. Depends on how high
No.
up you are on the wall.
5 feet up.
If we use Pythagoras' theorem, we can determine that she is more than 10 feet away.
She's about 13 feet up, I think.
Yeah.
With
I believe so. Roughly that.
Ciel, you see your skin slightly flaking and turning almost hard like stone.
Oh no, flesh to stone.
On a failed save, the initial effect is the target cannot use reactions, its speed is halved, it cannot make more than one attack on its turn, and can take either an action or a bonus action, but not both.
Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm petrified.
You're slowed currently, but
Yeah.
petrified.
You're not quite petrified.
Okay.
Staying in close proximity to the golem, however, may, you know.
You're stone adjacent.
Yeah, remember all those statues you saw coming in? Clearly.
I forgot how dread-inducing the something is happening is.
You don't see it as GM.
No, you don't.
Yeah, what would Theo like to do?
I will run away.
Can't move.
Can't move,
Half speed.
her speed's only half. This is a full
I
effect.
thought you said she couldn't do move actions.
She
This
can
is the full
only...
effect.
Yeah. She can only do an action or a bonus action, but not both. It's like slowed.
Yeah. It's essentially like slowed, except it will get worse if she stays for too long.
Yeah.
So I will, as my action, disengage and move half of my speed. To here.
You do feel like you're far enough away from the golem to be safe for the moment.
That is my turn.
You may attempt a new Constitution saving throw right now, then. You managed to shake it off. This miner is still beating up illusions right now. He's kind of busy.
Oh, let's swing at golem. Attack. 14. God damn it.
No.
28.
Yes.
20 damage.
Yes.
And then the spiritual weapon will attack.
Yes.
10 force.
Ow.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Yeah, that's it.
That's for the miner.
Very well.
I think our quarry is to
Up
the
there.
east. Yeah.
Might be.
If the exit is to the south, they were guarding the entrance.
Yeah.
Should still take care of this first, I think. Especially since Vickers somehow needs to get back. Isaac can't really reach the golem, but he sure can lightning the golem, so dex save for the golem.
The awkward situation. It has advantage versus this, but also its dexterity save is terrible.
That is a failure. Takes another 22 lightning damage.
Apparently, you just AoE the golem to death. So
Blammo.
I wish I'd reach. Could get reach, but then I'd waste
Doesn't
use
the
of
tail have reach?
It does not.
Weird. It's a big
Yeah.
tail.
It's on the back though. He'd have to like turn around and then poke backwards. That's
True.
not.
And scorpions
not
don't do
impossible.
that. Scorpions don't do that, do they? They stab forward.
As an action, I mean, I need to be adjacent to the golem to assist you. It's not really much I can do here.
We can get into position. I guess. I mean, I could potentially step to the side because I do have reach. I could step here on my turn and then keep poking at it.
Yeah, you should consider doing that if you have reach. I didn't know you had some.
I do. I'm a
Sorry.
halberd.
Just
That's fine.
donate my. I'll take the dodge action. Yes.
There you go.
Excellent, excellent.
Scorpion wiggles from side to side.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Eris is gonna cast great invisibility on herself.
You are invisible.
I am invisible. It's that one. There we go. Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
So where were you when you cast that?
I was up here.
Okay, you were just barely safe.
Yeah, I wasn't in the glowies.
But do you not want another magical discharge?
No. Eris loves chaos, but she likes controlled chaos more.
Vickers has a slightly harder time here because Golem is kind of resistant to his main elements.
Yeah, but he has the dagger and the stake, I guess.
Wooden stake plus.
Did Nick get them?
Think damage.
I mean, no, nope. It's going to backswing the person who just stabbed it.
I'm gonna get a free attack in then, because I'm a sentinel.
Go ahead.
Rolling so low.
Technically,
is
we
a
will
miss.
still have a bardic.
That hits?
That is a miss.
Okay, I'll roll the bardic inspiration on it. See if that does.
That is a hit.
Hey, well, worth it. 23 damage.
Yeah.
Exactly the number of hit points it had when it was about to come swing at you next.
Hey, that's value.
As it crumbles into pieces of stonework on the ground. Given that everyone else is either fleeing right now, cowering, or being dealt with by your mercenaries, we'll say this combat's over.
Hey.
Can Ceres quick ask one of the miners where the human go?
While invisible.
Yeah.
Plays out what this looked like for Ceres then.
Alright, like let's say that Ceres comes up here, she sees that there's like crystal bullshit, right? So she'll, while she's standing outside of it, we'll just use like she'll just use like a firebolt to like hit the wall sort of next to them, and then from nothingness say, "Where's the human? Where's your boss?"
Sounds like intimidation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dirty 20.
No, we got fire ghosts. I think we got fire ghosts. And caves to the north. They uncovered an old site up there.
Straight north?
Yeah. You head main area. Head up the walkways to the west side and head north. Beware the flail snail.
Beware the flail snail. Ceres just walks away. She doesn't let them know that she's left.
They're still rambling.
Yeah. And then Ceres through Vicus will tell everybody. So they said up the walkway.
Up the wooden walkway on the west.
Up the wooden walkway on the west. And Ceres like peek through. Okay.
Even more cave.
It's more cave. We know where to go though.
Yep.
And you've cleared out the people guarding the place, so no one can actually hear what you do now in here. But we will pick this up next time.
Okay.
The party versus one sorceress, a flail snail, and a deranged dwarf.
Flail snail is the true threat.
It's the biggest threat. I've saved most of my spell slots
For the
for the flail snail, honestly. Yeah, the biggest threat to our existence right now.
I mean, look, don't mock the flail snail.
Oh, I know.
Oh no, I'm not mocking this. It's genuine fear of the flail snail. They are no joke.
It's a snail with flails.
My list of not fuck around with, flail snails are up there.
Yeah, flail snail.
Let's not fuck around and find out.
Yeah. On the do not fuck around with list.
Yeah, thank you for playing. We got a nice little bit of role play in today. We got some combat. We got a nice little mixture.
Yeah, thank you for the game. It was fun.
Yes.
Next time, hopefully you will capture a Lane Reinhardt or kill a Lane Reinhardt, one of the two options. And we will see where we go from there. I mean, technically those aren't the only two options. There is things outside capture and kill, but we'll see.
Plane shift.
All right.
All right. I am off into